Welcome back, everybody, to Fire Emblem. Now, for context's sake of everyone who has been having the unfortunate circumstance to not know what's going on, I haven't been here for like 2.5 weeks. And that's because I'm moving. But in that moving process, or Dalian, in that moving process, my Ethernet cable got destroyed. I'm not even done moving. You want to know what?
Captain? Captain!
You hear that? You hear that sound? I'm damaging the box. That is a box full of all my DS games.
I guess it will have to be you.
That's the I'm moving sound. And I'm not done yet, but I only just now got my Ethernet cable back, and I had to deal with not doing anything all goddamn day.
Nonsense. I haven't heard anything
Fantastic.
about the monastery's walls being breached.
Also, this is the Daddy Down Under
I'm heading
chapter.
there now to see what's really going on. You'll join as well, won't you?
Of course.
Oh man, it has been a while. I haven't played Fire. I haven't played most games in a while. Great.
It's odd. Just
And
before
bonus
they
points
appeared,
for I'm expecting
someone saw
either
a
an
number of
email or a
students
phone
heading
call
toward the chapel.
sometime
They were
today.
apparently
So I
acting
might just
strange,
fall off
as
the
though
face
they
of the earth
weren't
for
in
like
their right
20
minds.
minutes. Probably less,
Shortly
but
after,
you know.
demonic beasts
So
started
it's
to appear.
a
One
fun
after
time
another.
being in the middle of life. But I managed to squeeze a stream in because god damn it, you're worth it.
The students. There's no way those demonic beasts got in from the outside. But none of that matters right now. We need to act. Go summon your students. Damn it. I wanted to talk to you about something important, but there's no time. There's never any damn time. But this is much more urgent, so it can hold for now. I'll meet you there.
I'm gonna be frank, I have no idea what my fucking team is. I know I have a shitload of Wyvern boys coming up with the one-up flex option of Buff being a Falcon person, I guess. But I need to see. What do we even have? I know I don't use you. I know I use Cyril, and I use Hanneman. So, would assume Hanneman probably needs to be drafted. Yes, he does. He's still noticeably underleveled. Flame should not be here. That seems wrong. Considering the fact that she's noticeably lower level and has no items on her. Let me get Hanneman back, and there we go. What am I doing? Let's try to find out, because any big master plan that I had in the back of my brain, oh yeah, those are long gone, son. I don't know what I'm doing with my life right now. It's a big mystery. Here's a new training axe. Don't spend it all in one place. Get that iron sword the fuck out of here. You can keep your crap. That's fine. Scythia, Cyril, sure. Does he need... I mean, he needs the XP... No, he doesn't need the experience gem. At least not for right now. Give that to... No. I guess he can't have that. So here, let me... There we go. Take that. And there we go. Because he needs it. March ring, crisis. And then I have the thing on Hilda. Actually, where's Hilda? Why is Hilda down here? Why am I not allowed to... God damn it, let me use Hilda! I have to be missing someone else then, because it's only 10. I should have 12. Please, anyone else in the fucking party? None of these people seem right. Okay, we have... Do I only have 11 party members? I have the list right here. Let's see. Violet, Claude, Lorenz, Raphael, Ignatz, Lysithia, Marianne, Hilda, Leonie, Cyril, Hanneman. No, only 11. Huh. I guess I guess I have free space for another party member because I know you can go up to 12 by the final map. Either way, does she need the knowledge gem? I mean, kind of, yeah. Because she's gonna have the hardest time getting all of her things done, because she needs 4. Whereas other people, even if they need 4, don't aggressively need them to be super high, so I guess that's fine. But it doesn't help with class mastery and blah, blah, blah. Lolifant, how's it going? Welcome back to that video game I've played too much of. Oh man, it has been a while. What the hell am I doing with my life? These are the questions we need to ask ourselves.
There really are demonic beasts here.
Don't worry, Lolifant. I know this game is super exciting from your perspective compared to that sick-ass World of Horror I did on Saturday. That game's radical and/or bodacious. But we're actually getting decently close, not quite there yet, to the actual new lore bits, and where we'll get to see, you know, new content. That whole bit. You're the one with Stride. I like how I just remembered you had Stride. I need to give Stride to someone else because you're my dancer. That's a problem. Who's ready for fast?
Thank you.
Violent speed is required. Okay, do you know any... What do you know? Nothing fun. Does he even know Faith Magic? No, I'm not training him in Faith. Ooh, that's different. I've never actually done that before, the having a mage who doesn't also know how to heal. That's different.
Ready
Not sure if it's explicitly good, but it's different, and that's something, I guess. So how are you doing, Lolifant? How's your day going? You having fun? You having a good day, my sir? Oh, that's right. Hanneman. I shouldn't use him because he mastered his class. Shit. Yeah. Well, about that. I'm glad this screen right here, very useful because it lets me easily flick through if everyone has their class mastered. And for some reason, I can't see this when I'm in the fucking character select screen. Oh, yeah, real convenient. Okay, so no Hanneman. No Byleth, and, I mean, I would say no Lysithea, but she's our healer. I really don't get a fucking choice.
Let's get to it.
Let's get her done, boys. Yee howdy. Let's just start out.
Leave it to
Oh,
me.
no, I can't use Lysithea. Fuck me! Oh, hey, Weevil, how's it been, man? You missed the last stream on Saturday, but I can't necessarily say you missed it considering the fact that I don't think you like that game, but welcome back! We're playing the video game! My Ethernet cord broke, and I haven't been able to stream for 1 billion years. Oh boy, isn't that fun? I hope you had fun, because if you didn't, you're gonna... the violence is coming. We're gonna have a problem.
Ready when you are.
So, why did they give you a well technically answer? Because if they're supposedly dumb, what has instigated the dumb moment, Mr. Lolifant? What big controversial statement have you thrust upon the Discord? But actually... just warp like is this a bad idea? Oh, most assuredly. Why did I do that is the question we all need to be asking. Stop asking questions. Well, the question is yeah, that, Marianne's the dancer. I mean, the question just becomes, is Laurelin immune or absorbing poison? If yes, I can see the argument. If no, what the fuck? I mean, okay, capturing is valid. That's a totally valid answer. Okay, no, then 100%.
Stay focused.
I don't understand why people being like, oh man, applying 9 poison? Oh no, that couldn't be good. These people are what we like to call stupid. As a man who has played through the early Epic Battle Fantasy games, that is a fat load of shit. Even if they've nerfed and nerfed and nerfed poison across all of the games, fun fact, poison is still really efficient. I don't know if you've noticed, but that was kind of how I played every time I played that game. Even though I did actually have extensive problems when I was doing my playthrough of Epic Battle Fantasy, I did indeed still have those moments where I'm just like, man, I have a lot of defense and resistance and the ability to not have to worry about damage. It was really cathartic. Just being able to turn my brain off and be able to say, oops, you're burned and poisoned. All right, time to clock out mentally. Mine done. Job's done. I'm taking my lunch break for the day. It's the third lunch. Don't get me started on the fact that it changes weather. That's like that. That is also fucking huge. Are they just gonna ignore that part too? Because I mean, you really can't just say, this thing's useless." It changes the weather. Got him. Ooh, I cocked that one up big time. I guess it also depends on the weather, though. Then again, you can't expect everyone... Like, once a de facto meta has formed in what I like to refer to as an echo chamber, because that's what some meta communities are, it's not a good idea to have dissenting opinion lest they immense? No, that's the wrong term. I forget the term I'm looking for, but they start a crusade against your existence and your ability to have an opinion, and it's the wrong opinion, so therefore you're just not even good at the game. There is a distinct difference, though, about someone who's misinformed and thinks they're right, or someone who's just like, oh, this is genuinely a definite, even if it's not as good, totally valid option. He just crit 3 times.
Thank you, but my friends who couldn't get away, are they okay?
I don't even know what his crit chance was. He just crit 3 times. He just did 66 damage in one attack on an armor spot with training gauntlets. Big Nats has got some contestion to make. People are dumb. That's why I always like to play, pretty much, it's a lot of the time in almost any game, I like to play defensive builds, almost no matter what. So it really does help get a lot of variety out there when it comes to how to tackle a game, because a lot of the time, I've seen a vast majority of people, when they like to play games, they go for a lot of damage. Even if it's like status ailment infused, like buffs and debuffs, a lot of people like to go for big damage. I, on the other hand, have always enjoyed the sit back, methodical, apply debuffs, DOTs, and mitigate damage with healing. Which a lot of the time is because a lot of people don't play like that. It helps see how valid other strategies are for certain games. And I feel that helps, flesh out a meta a little bit, see the other options. But a lot of people are like, well, why would you do that? Just roll your face across the keyboard, forehead. And these people we like to call stupid. Hopefully that won't murder Cyril. Okay, we're good. I'm not completely inept yet. I do know, actually, it's a fun thing you bring up, that whole thing with Epic Battle Fantasy. It actually happened just earlier today. We're talking about, effectively what I'm talking about, well, I'll get into that in a sec, but earlier today, Matt made a blog update talking about Epic Battle Fantasy 2, and how Epic Battle Fantasy 2's meta was a definitive defense number crunch battle of being able to absorb and heal just ridiculously efficiently on the hardest difficulty, and that was kind of cathartic. But we're effectively talking about people being dumb, and because it's another turn-based strategy game, and it's the actual Discord. People being dumb about what's a valid strategy and a valid option in combat, stuff like that. Like, how good are certain options?
I'm here to help.
Yeah, that's what the blog post was. He's redone Final Fantasy 1, removed some of the removed all the copyrighted material, and fixed all the bugs. But at Final Fantasy 2, he was debating rebalancing the game and was asking for feedback, because Epic Final Fantasy 2 had such a concrete meta that all of the offensive options were nearly worthless. If you went for an offensive build in any capacity, you would just lose the game. So he was going to go through, fix bugs, remove anything copyrighted if it does exist, which he said it didn't. And then he was going to be like, should I just buff like all of the offensive options? Because right now stacking defense and HP regen and healing and shit kind of just wins you the game. And that is a very valid question, but it is a multiple, like, more than 10-year-old game, and a lot of people are nostalgic for it, and he's just re-releasing it on Steam, so he's asking people's opinions on the matter. Why do all of these attacks have to murder the Ignats? Yeah, Vengeance. What are the moves? It's Wrath, Vengeance, and Desperation are 3 skills you get in Fire Emblem that when you're below a certain HP threshold, which I believe is 50%, and then there's other ones for 25%, they allow you to either attack first. So let's say an enemy hits you, you attack first, as if you hit them. Another one makes it so you effectively have a brave weapon, so you immediately attack twice. And then the final one is you get plus 50% crit. And that used to be the de facto meta in a lot of the earlier Fire Emblem games. Sion would be able to tell you more, despite the fact that me, a man who has never played a lot of them, have heard about how fucking ludicrous those can get if you can get them going properly. This game has devised a billion different ways of stopping that shit from happening, like with gambits, like not allowing the opponent to counterattack, or having bow units that have a billion range so you can't counterattack. So desperation and all that only works if you can counterattack. If you can't, they don't do shit, son. Which is why they have tried to fix that. But even then, you still totally can. Just don't put someone like Bernadetta up against, I don't know, Big Monster Man. Oh yeah, the big monsters with their breath attack, that does not invoke counterattacks. It's just more fun. Completely ludicrous. Frankly, ludicrous amounts of damage. I don't think Brave Weapons actually also got nerfed in this game to help stop that. Brave Weapons used to always do that ×2 attack thing. They don't anymore in this game. They only do the double attack thing if you're attacking. If you're counterattacking, they only attack once. And Brave Weapons are still, like, utterly dominant in this game, but imagine them in the other games where you could have Desperation, so you always attack first, and then you have a Brave Weapon, so you just always attack twice. It doesn't matter your speed.
Not as hard.
That is what we like to call the "this one man is soloing an entire army" the build. A combat art that hits once. Oh, okay. Can I get Raphael over there? I want him to be over there, but he can't reach. Raphael is what we like to refer to as a bitch. No one's good. It's fine. I don't want Geralt to get it! Ah, damn it. Man, it's been a while since I played this fucking game. Oh, but yeah,
Sorry.
that whole conversation you walked in the middle of, Sion, was effectively how, like, a dude being dumb who was meant to be, like, one of the big resident, like, teacher experts on a Discord was saying one option's shit. But everyone's just like, you're full of shit, this option's valid.
Perhaps.
And then the conversation we started bleeding into was trying out different things, even if they're a little bit off meta, just to see how well they work, and if they would, even if they're not the definitive best, would they work? Like, for example, someone's playing, you know, Maddening in this, and they had a little bit of a different build. Like, I don't know, man, what if they just decided to tote around fucking 4 Heavy Knights? I mean, that's a little different, but it could work. They could just like that style. Oh yeah, in this game, sure, but they were talking in that game, and it's just an in general kind of thing, you know? It wasn't, we weren't talking about Fire Emblem, but it's just a general idea and thought piece. Oh man, this dude's toting around 5 Great Knights. Oh shit.
What are you doing?
Daddy-o, Birdman!
Merely because there is still a role that I require you to fulfill.
Fuck you, Birdman.
Sorry. It looks like I'm going to have to leave you now.
Didn't happen in the Lynn Elwood Hector game. To the main character, that is. Happened to everyone else, but I mean, didn't happen to the main characters, because the main character's a faceless tactician.
It's sad, and yet
His name is like Mark. just some, literally just some generic unit that's canon names like Mark. I liked Mark. Mark was an interesting character. I'm gonna turn up that fan. Tell me if you hear the wind. It is very warm out today. This is what we like to call in the midst of summer. The sun is burning down the houses, the flowers are causing a bunch of fucking bugs to come out. There are ants everywhere and spiders. Oh, and it's too hot. This is a bad time of year. Fun fact, summer is the worst time of year.
Thank you so much.
That is an objective fact.
So this is
And
why
if
your
you say
father
otherwise, I hope you enjoy being drenched in sweat 24/7 and having to deal with a bunch of
Mr.
fucking
Bryant.
bugs!
If turning back the hands of time was not enough to save his life, you must.
That's a
accept
fat
what
load of
came to
shit,
pass
Sothis. I have like 30 more of those.
Agreed. We cannot let the wicked ones run free. Oh, your father said to look for something here. He must have been referring to whatever is behind that bookcase
Yes.
there.
I'm also partial to autumn. Spring's a little too warm.
Your
Autumn
father's
also is a little
diary.
warm, but it's when summer
Huh.
just starts to cool
His
down.
handwriting is prettier
Otherwise,
than his face would suggest.
autumn would probably be my favorite. But you occasionally get those days in autumn where you're just like,
These
"Fuck,
entries
man,
here
why
are from
did
before
summer
your
come back
birth.
around for round 2 to my
He seems
dick?"
to have been writing
Ah.
this for quite some time.
It just crept out of nowhere. I won the fight. The bells rung. The cheers screaming my name. I've survived another round of summer. Summer gets back up and kicks me in the nuts in front of everyone. I dropped the belt.
Day 20 of the
And that's
Horse
why
Ball.
autumn sucks.
All is cloudy. I can't believe she's
Hey, ants.
dead. Lady Rhea said she died during childbirth. But is
Welcome
that
to the
truth?
Fire Emblem game. You're welcome to
Still,
sad boy time.
The child she
Daddy-o
traded her
down
life
just
for
got
doesn't
deep-dicked
make a
and dirtied.
sound. Didn't
Their
even
dick
cry
deep
at
and dirty.
birth.
There it is.
Day 25
Father
of the
McFigure
Horse
has
Ball
just
moon.
died. You've
It's
missed.
raining. The baby doesn't laugh or cry. Not ever. Lady Rhea says not to worry about a baby that doesn't cry. It isn't natural. I had a doctor examine the child in secret. He said the pulse is normal, but there's no heartbeat. No heartbeat. Day 2 of the Wyvern Moon. Sunny. I feel I must take the child and leave. But the church is always watching us. I don't know what Lady Rhea has planned. I used to think the world of Lady Rhea. Now I'm terrified of her. Day 8 of the Wyvern Moon. More rain. I used the fire that broke out last night to fake the child's death. Lady Rhea is in a state over the news, but I can't change what I've done. I've got to take the child and leave.
Well now, that baby must be you. That means
Are you approaching me?
someone is approaching us.
Ah, here you are.
Okay, yeah, we've seen this
To
cutscene.
think
Let's
that-
be frank here. I'm just waiting
I
for
hope
goddamn
He wasn't
Yellow
the
Boy to
one to-
walk in. I'm kind of just
Lady
giving it a
Rhea.
moment, but
spoke of-
we're here for the new content.
I know
We've seen
now.
this twice now. Let's be frank. He didn't even walk in. I can't believe it. It's the next cutscene.
Professor, I am filled with grief at the loss of our... Gerald was an ally of many years. He fell in love with one of their love.
Yeah,
It was her poor father.
yeah.
Your mother.
Sorry for the interruption, Lady Rhea. There's something you must hear. A report from the Knights
The,
patrolling...
the phrasing of "she was
Please
my"
rest and focus only.
is very, very concerning, considering the fact that Rhea is supposedly a romanceable option. Starts giving me a lot of thinking going on. Really gets them old brain juices turning. Wouldn't be the first time a Fire Emblem game has accidentally enabled
Part one.
incest.
White
It would
cloud.
not be the first.
Guardian Moon.
Then they
Where
had to
the
quickly be like,
goddess
shit, in the English release.
Long ago, the Guardian Saros made an appearance during...
Shut the fuck up. I mean, welcome to medieval royalty. That's just how it was. That's how they do it back then. You know what I'm saying? But the problem is, a lot of these people aren't royalty. Gotta keep that bloodline pure, baby. Luckily, being a dragon goes through the bloodline pretty damn well.
Hey, Teach. Do you believe in
At
gods?
what point does the
I
dragon
don't
turn off?
necessarily mean the goddess
How
of the
many
Saros religion, just
generations do
gods
we
in
need?
general. Do you believe that incredible beings who control the fates of all really exist? Yeah, I didn't think so. I never used to believe in that sort of thing either. I've always hated the idea of praying to a god. After
It's
all,
very
you can only
ironic
really
for Violet
rely
to
on
say,
yourself.
yeah, no, I don't believe
I
that
still
shit.
believe that. You can't win a war by leaving
So
your fate
this
in
is
the hands
literally
of
giving
God.
her fucking
Only
omnipotent
tangible
time
facts can really
powers.
decide a war. Which side has the most troops, the best tactics, the better organization and planning? Of course, miracles can happen. And by that, I mean things that are completely outside of your control. Things that only seem to add up if you believe in the concept of fate. Things like, well, like meeting you, for example. You just
Ooh,
seem sort
remind
of
me after this, and I'll go on a
impossible.
fun
I think everyone would
deluge
agree with
about
that.
a little game
You
I'm
can
following.
wield the sword of the creator. You're a tactical genius, and you have this strange ability to earn the trust of anyone you cross paths with. Before I met you, I never imagined that it was possible for someone like you to exist. And yet, now that I know you, your presence in my life has quickly become invaluable. In fact, it's hard to imagine making my dreams come true without your help. Because of that, I can't believe for a second that our meeting was just a coincidence. That means it must have been fate. Maybe it was a miracle. Or maybe some god empathized with me in my dreams. Again, I don't mean the goddess of Fodlan, though I suppose it may be hard for you to grasp what I'm talking about. People all over the world have different ideas about who or what the gods are, right? Even in distant lands across the ocean or over the mountains. They have gods who see the world as a whole, who don't care about Fodlan's borders, who don't meddle in our affairs, who don't grant life or take it away. And maybe, sometimes, they'll make a miracle happen. A god like that, that's the sort of god I think I could believe in. Careful, Teach. You'll anger the followers of Seros if you say things like that. I'm just speaking my mind, that's all. I think people should be free to believe in whatever gods they want. If a person believes in a god and that god becomes a support system for them, that's a good thing. That's what a god should be. Anyway, maybe I've overstepped a bit. I knew you'd understand. In any case, let's keep this conversation between the two of us, yeah?
Rhea, Claude has seditious thoughts. Oh, we're going for round 2? Nope. Oh, actual cutscene time?
Day 5 of the...
Okay, yeah, no, I'm just... I know Claude shows up in one of these. Oh, shit!
So, what were you reading? I thought I might find you here, Teach. Not the type to wallow in solitude, huh? That's a relief, let me tell you.
Got it.
That Gerald's...
We've run it back.
So it is. Hey, maybe this has...
They
some
all
entries
have,
from
every single
Gerald
route
left
has
the
had a
monastery.
scene with the
Is that
particular
so?
class head, but each scene's been
He
different.
was the captain of the Knights, but something
All
made
of them
him
have
leave the
met you in
monastery
this
a
room.
hurry. If it has something to do with your birth, knowing what
I
happened
mean, this
may
one's
get us
very
closer to
clearly
knowing
different.
what
They've all
secrets
been a
the
little
church is
different.
hiding. Teach, would you mind
Now
letting me read your
that
diary?
is different.
I know how important it is to you, but I'm not asking lightly.
Ooh.
Please, allow me to borrow it. I'm forever in your debt, Teach. If you'd refused, I would have had to sneak in here in the dead of night. I wasn't looking forward to the prospect. Anyhow, let me fill you in on what's been going on lately, and not just as thanks for pointing me to that diary. Rhea dispatched the Knights to various locations in a frantic search for the enemy. There's a rumor that she's already secured some information. Something big is going to happen soon. That has me wondering, if you find out where the enemy is, what will you do about it? If you ask, No, scratch that. All of us students would gladly lend a hand. Even if that means going against Rhea's wishes. Don't forget it. Now go. Everyone's worried about you. You'd better show them you're in good spirits.
Oh, thank you. You saved me.
If you were to die, then the mystery of our bodies would be revealed. Preventing that was my only aim.
I don't think
I'm
anything
afraid you
unique
must
happens to
remain
her
upon
body,
you.
though, when she
There is
dies.
something I need you to do.
Because she gets
Oh,
murdered
of
on
course.
camera, and they
Always
just
happy to
don't...
cooperate with
Actually,
someone.
yeah!
Leave it to
We
me.
never get to see what happens to her.
How annoying.
Maybe it would just be her turning
Is she
back.
offending you?
But in all the routes, we've never actually seen what happens when Kronia dies. She turns back, and she gets thrown to the side, but then she's just, like, written out of the cutscene for a while. Maybe she dies off screen, and no one just tells Violet because he's in the fucking Shadow Realm!
That you may burn even the gods. Now is the time to cleanse Fodlan with that power and bring forth our salvation.
Yeah, if the mystery is supposed to have been revealed because I've beaten the game, I don't have a fucking clue.
Those responsible for such gruesome deeds in Dusker and Enmar.
All so that you may acquire the strength you need, all for a purpose.
Yeah. Can I get to gameplay so I can talk about my neat little thing? Nope. It's Ingrid's birthday. Aren't you guys excited? Don't you guys want to talk to fucking Ingrid again? Oh, great. Oh, fantastic. Oh, yeah. Yep.
Quite delicious.
That one.
Wow.
That one.
Yes, I agree.
Oh no, she likes rules. I forgot. She's the hall monitor.
Yes. I wonder what your favorite food is. Meat? Veggies?
So she's asking a question. I wonder what your favorite food is. Meat, veggies, fish, maybe sweets. Laugh. I got it. Of course. Uh-huh. Clearly that is an appropriate response to the thing she had. What's your favorite food? Is it meat, veggies, fish, maybe sweets? That's so funny, Mark.
It's a bit hot. Thank you for the...
Anyway, how's your sex life? What a funny story, Mark. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. Okay, I don't think you can advance. Well, okay, I need to. It has been a while. Let me see what the hell I'm doing. No, she's done. Violet is just done. He's not done. Nope. Nope. Yes, but not yet. Done. Not done. Not done. And then I gotta get the other boys. I'm not done. And Hanneman. What is Hanneman gonna do? Oh, that would explain part of the problem we're having. Risk it for the biscuit. Yeah, son! And he looks so weird in any kind of combat clothes.
Of course I passed. I am a scholar.
You know what's bad when this dude's natural defense is lower than that of a warlock? Even though I think they're supposed to have a little bit of the higher defenses of the mage classes, it is still sin. But anyway, I was gonna talk about a neato game that I'm following, because I follow a few neat little side games in development that happened to cross my mind, similar to what happened with World of Horror. I actually found that before they kind of exploded online. People started making videos about it. Like, one dude made like one video about it, and then like only recently have people been like, "Yo, this shit's great!" But no, don't talk to them. But there's another game I'm following, which is a horror-themed visual novel-style puzzle game, question mark? I wouldn't know how to describe it other than something like that. It's called Chromatos. And I found the concept so super neat, and so I actually streamed and recorded a playthrough of the beta that was out a long time ago, and it is one of the 2 playthroughs I've ever done that are not in a playlist yet, because the game's not out, and so I can't really make a playlist if the game's not done yet. It's a neat little secret. But I always really liked the whole concept of it, because the whole thing behind it is that it's... Well, the thing that really made me bring it up was the Destiny and Fate talk Claude was having. But it's your main character gets knocked into a coma. It's like I said, it's even less horror themed than World of Horror. It just has some like spooky-ish design of the enemies, but the rest of it's pretty vanilla. But it's your main character gets knocked into a coma. And it's one of those comas that you're not really gonna come out of. And he wakes up in this mysterious location that I have forgotten what it's called, but it's effectively the land between life and death, and it's what happens whenever someone is knocked into a coma. It's purgatory, effectively. And so, what has to be done is he has to prove himself, or else he'll never wake up from the coma and eventually die. But he's a bit of a special case, because he has nothing objectively wrong with him. So he is a white seal, whereas if people have something wrong with them, they're a different color based on their sin. And people, if they have a respective color, they need to prove themselves in purgatory to be able to come back to life, or they'll die. Actually, I think he has a black seal, not a white seal. And because he's a white seal, he has to just wait until he wakes up. So you decide to set out and find all the other people trapped in that location and help them with their problems and help them grow as a person, or else they will die.
Professor?
And the really interesting concept is that a lot of the fights in the game are direct manifestations of... It's effectively Silent Hill 2, as each of the areas you meet them in is directly related to each person, their psyche, their characteristics, how they handle themselves, so on and so forth. And all of the enemies are partially based on demons or fears are somehow related to each person. But the really important thing is what you do in combat, and what the whole motif of the game is. It is virtue and vice being two sides of the same coin, whereas the main character's virtue and vice is destiny and fate, where I believe it's fate is something that will happen to you. Or something that will happen dependent on your actions. If, say, you want to get good at baseball, you start playing a lot of baseball, so it becomes your fate to naturally get better at baseball. You're putting in time, so you're going to get better. But your destiny is what happens in spite of your actions. And if you play baseball, but you don't have the physical aptitude for baseball, and so you are destined to never succeed at it. And something like that. And then the question becomes, like, which one drives you? Are you driven by your destiny or your fate? Do you get past your destiny? There's a bunch of fucking namby-pamby shit like that. And that's more up in the air, more conceptual, all that fucking fancy, fluffy-ass language garbage. But every other character has something like that. Like, the two characters that were in the beta was a nerd girl who was in an underwater schoolhouse, and a woman who was a professional fighter who was in a fighting arena who needed to defeat a certain number of fights before she could move on. And I'm trying to remember what their particular virtues and vices were, because I think one of them was, like, bravery for the fighter. It was, like, bravery and, like, being able to commit yourself to something. Being able to withstand trauma and keep getting back up. Keep, like, drive, you know? But the vice of that is bullheadedness. Doing it in spite of the fact that you doing that may actively be hurting your cause or yourself or those around you. Because her whole story is that she was actually a professional fighter, and the only reason she got knocked into a coma is she was so driven to be a good fighter. She forced herself and the doctor that was taking care of her to let her into another fight, when the doctor said, if you get into another fight, you will permanently injure yourself, because she had a violent wound that she adamantly ignored. And, of course, bad things happen, and she got knocked into a coma because of it. And so you need to make it so she starts thinking about her actions while keeping that drive. And that's the whole thing of the game, is each of these characters have something that's good about them that's twisted into a negative aspect. And I thought that shit's really cool, and I wanted to play a game about it. And the whole thing is that it's chromatose. They're all in a coma, so they're comatose, but they're based on colors, which is chromatose. That's on the YouTubes. I played the whole goddamn beta. There we go.
Hello, Leonie. Busy as usual, I see.
Yep, lots to do. Not like you fancy nobles. Hey, can't you see all this stuff I'm carrying? Come on, move over already.
Alas, I cannot comply with your request.
That's buried somewhere on YouTube if you really wanted to go see it. It's somewhere in my YouTube channel. You'd have to scroll back like a year or two, though. It's a sneaky secret, though.
I could tell immediately by the way you are favoring it.
What?
Heavy lifting will only worsen the injury. Please, permit me to examine it.
Hey, cut that out! Isn't that improper or something, bowing to a commoner?
I am not bowing to you. I am tending your wound.
That's not what it'll look like. Hey, it's fine. Leave it.
Easing the burdens of the common folk is a natural obligation of the nobility. Now hold still and keep quiet for a moment, if you would be so kind.
That's a real pretty way to talk about sitting around in castles doing nothing. Let me tell you, everyone in my village is so grateful to be taxed up to the eyeballs for the privilege of... Ow!
Oh, it's quite swollen. And you're feverish. Fortunately,
yes, he has ointment on hand. Here, let me tend to your
carry that stuff around with you?
You just
Certainly.
carry that
It will
stuff
do to be
with
unprepared
you.
if I happen across someone in need.
Okay then.
get you,
Well,
Dad.
Scion, thank you for giving us information of the
It
deep
seems I've neglected
memes.
to pack bandages. I'm afraid this handkerchief will have to suffice.
What, that fancy thing? Bit of a waste, isn't it? Hey, no thanks. I don't need some noble's pity.
What about the help of a friend? I am as much that as I am a noble, if you recall.
More of your weird logic.
There, that should ease the pain. And since you are recovering, allow me to carry this burden for you as well. There we are. Now,
And it's her feet.
farewell.
He's like piggybacking her around.
I really don't understand that guy. Oh no, I completely forgot to thank him.
Oh, yeah, I think the thing that really brought it around to Chromatos, I think the reason why it's Destiny and Fate for the main character is he's destined to help people, but is like he's fated to help people, but he's destined to fail, I think is the thing. And like, which one drives him? Is he going to actually help people, or is he going to fail? And that's the thing that they had to determine about him. I think that was the thing, because it's meant to be striving against destiny, but it's meant to just put a difference, because fate and destiny are really fucking interchangeable words, but I thought that was a really neat distinction of the two. Fate is something that happens because of your actions, what's fated to be, but destiny is what happens in spite of your actions. Like, oh shit, I broke my baseball arm. Fuck you, destiny.
I think I might have borrowed one too many books this time. And I have to return them at some point.
What's going on? Everything okay?
Just my luck.
Lysithia? Oh, wow. Look
I
at
think
the
I'm
mess
out
you
of like fun, interesting side games off the top of my
Thank
head.
you for the assistance.
Because a lot of the
I can take it
interesting
from
indie games I've already
You planning
streamed.
on carrying this much
Lisa,
weight on your own?
Off,
Don't be
Enderal.
ridiculous. You should have at least asked for help.
Not exactly all of those
They're
are
all books I
small.
need for my
Enderal
studies,
was.
and it's
Enderal,
my
no
own
one knows. That's one of my
responsibility.
favorite games of all
No
time.
need to involve others.
I'm happy to help you carry some of them. How about half? That's fair, right?
Live a live.
No,
That one's not
I
indie though.
have this. I am not incapable, and I'm not a child.
As smart as you are, you sure are a silly person.
I'm so tough. I'm gonna stand my ground. I don't need help from anyone.
You can tell that's
And when
Cyril's
things
voice
don't
actor
go my
when he's
way,
doing that.
I'm gonna act all sad and moody.
You are remarkably talented at channeling me.
Raphael would do a mean
Huh?
Cyril impression.
Oh, no. Sorry. I was imitating my little sister. Her name's Maya. She's way smart, but she can be pretty stubborn. You remind me.
Yeah,
of
I
her.
did notice Lorenzen
What I
Caspar.
mean to say
I
is
did. That was
I
the one
don't
thing
have-
I immediately noticed
So
because
swallow your pride and act.
it's also the voice actor of Nigel Uno from Codename Kids Next Door and
I'll
another
be carrying the stack of
real
books now.
fucking deep cut
Got a problem with that?
Jasper from
Yeah,
Rogue
yeah.
Galaxy.
You seem obstinately determined to go against my wishes.
That's another game I've
Is
really
this a good
wanted
spot
to
to
stream.
drop?
Rogue Galaxy. That was made by the
What are you
Dark
doing?
Cloud
They need
guys.
to be stacked
That
neatly,
game's fantastic. I
otherwise
want to
they'll
stream
topple.
Dark Cloud too. That's
This
on the
one needs
list,
to be
baby.
rearranged, otherwise the rest won't fit properly.
Wow. Talk about picky.
You're the one who was so insistent on helping. If you're gonna help, do it right or don't bother.
Ah, Jin.
Fine,
Have you
fine.
come to shit on my dreams again? Have you come to spew your hate and vitriol? I know your wild ways. What do you mean chat's fucked? I'm here. Of course it's fucked. That's obvious. Well... Why is it always... Is it stretched again? Why did... Okay, well here. That one might have been because I'm not the one doing it! People don't tell me! Okay, let me see here. What do I have? Is it this? Okay, that's the one. Is that better? It's if the pixels are wider than their native resolution. Is that better? I can't remember. I can't see it. And if you guys don't tell me, I don't know these things. Like, I can't tell if, you know, this were to be happening. Which I hope that didn't just destroy the microphone. I can't tell if there's wind sound in my normal mic. I can't tell if there's, small issues like that. I can't tell if there's background noise, all that kind. I can't tell the audio levels. I have to rewatch the VODs, but I haven't streamed in a long fucking time. I don't know. Jin's an artist. This is how Jin's brain is hardwired. I actually did notice something similar when I was playing Smite. Okay, I guess it's kind of unrelated directly to the Smite thing, but I've always wanted to be a voice actor. And I have followed a lot of voice actors, so I know a lot of their whole shtick and tell. And I was playing Smite, and there was a Ruby crossover event. And the main character, Ruby, is Thanatos in the game. Good fucking lord, her voice actor is terrible! Christ almighty, I don't know if it's better in the show, but Jesus, it's terrible. And every single person I've ever talked to is like, what are you talking about? It sounds fine. Yeah, it sounds fine to you, but I can tell she's straining her voice to hell and back. Oh, it sounds so unnatural. Let's see here. We need to make friends. I forgot what, like, food sessions I was doing from before. So, let's see who we'd want to interact with. I think Sylvain and whoever we're already passively working on. What was one we were working on? Oh, we need to get Lysithea fed, too. Well, that's just too fucking bad. No, I ain't Lysithea. Wait. No, shit, I am actually using Lysithea, damn it. I was gonna say, I'm not even using Lysithea. I'm like, wait, no, I actually am. I'm in the Yellow Boy house. I actually do use her. Well, I don't have a choice, considering the fact that she doesn't like the 2 food items I'm allowed to make. So let's see who she can even talk to. Wait! Hanneman! Did I already feed him? God, son of a bitch. I don't know what you're talking about. You know me. You know I don't have friends. It's a common misconception. It's a foolish mistake. I'm currently trying to make friends and get people to fuck right now, Jin. You're really into this. It's that whole shipping thing I've heard so much about, all the kids are into. That's what we're trying to do right now. I'm trying to see who'd fuck. Let's do Sedeth with someone. Of course, that's the joke you did. It's shipping time! Who are we gonna do today? Marianne. Because Marianne is wholesome, at least this far, and I want to figure out what her whole shit's all about. So I need to see who the hell can even talk to her. Lindhart Marianne seems like that'd be an interesting combination. Choo-choo!
My apologies. You and the professor are both...
Yes, you can. I don't know what the female gay options are, but that green-haired dude I just did, male Byleth, Lindhart. Male Byleth can romance Lindhart. I don't know of any others off the top of my head, because I don't really pay attention. There's also a couple, platonic S-ranks, when S-ranks are the these people fucking get married tier, but there's a couple platonic ones. Apparently, Lindhart is the confirmed. Oh, that's just straight gay.
I do have it both Tomas and...
Who are the gay options for females? Scion, give me the details. I need to know for scientific research. Don't worry about the reasons. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Who needs to know the specifics? All right, what do we need? Lances are done. Axes are done. Flying B+ is pretty much done, and swords are done. Byleth is just kind of done. Well, that was difficult.
Excuse me, Professor. I know. Forgive me. Just know that.
I think Yeah, I don't think there's any directly gay characters in this game. I think that's a little too hot to trot for Nintendo.
Well... Right. I have some... It's about the web... It was...
Yeah, shut the fuck up, Manuela. Teach me how to not get murdered on a flying horse, thank you. Edelgard, Dorothy, and fucking Edelgard is the last one I would have suspected, but alright. Of course, Sothis! Sothis are my inner demons. I already fucked myself.
Really? Professor?
Sothis is a non-answer. Because Sothis is me. Sothis is the gay option in both routes. Am I out of teachers? I'm out of teachers to be taught by. Oh, Lord, welcome to the magical world of I don't have enough food to take care of my students. I need to go fishing. I'm probably just gonna say fuck it and go fishing on one of these days. Golden fish. Fish and mystery. Yeah, I don't give a damn. We'll just do it whenever I am free and can go fishing. Now, who needs training? Scythia and... Don't we have two mages? Who are mages in this route? Oh, Lord. Oh, yeah. Yuritsa is technically a gay option. Fun fact, I guess I've done the gay option. Huh. Yuritsa is very exclusive to that route, so... So who's like a mage? Mage... Mage, kind of mage. So I have Hanneman, and that's kind of it. I could do Lorenz. Am I doing Lorenz with this? No, he doesn't have any. So it'd be Lysithia Hanneman. I didn't fork over any money. I had Yuritsa and I didn't spend any money. I don't have any of the DLCs. It's... Who was the other one? Was it It wasn't Lorenz. It was Lysithia, that's the one. Oh, well, yeah.
The utter discord.
Sing...
Well, time to just go learn some random garbage from the teachers, I guess. No, there's no reason to do that. I'll just do the damn training grounds for 30 years. God damn it. Can someone please provide me with food for my students? Thank you. This is a bow tournament. Well, here we fucking go. Oh... Oh no, what have they done? Why are they teaching Hubert how to use a bow? Scion, you're the resident expert. How valid of an option is bow, Hubert?
It's not luck, it's fate.
A random archer does better than Bo Hubert. The dude is dumb because he has like godly defense growth, and I made him like a great knight. I was able to put him in any of the competitions just because he didn't take damage.
Sorry, but victory is mine.
I've had many clips over the years, but none that are really stand out. I had one I made myself. It was one of my quotes. I manually went back and made my own clip because I found it dumb and funny. It was when I was playing Stardew Valley. None of my clips are particularly fantastic, but they exist. I have a buttload of them. A lot of them are people accidentally hitting the clip button, I guess. I can't even watch it, though, so... So what's the clip, Lolfant? So yeah, we're gonna have to do that 2 more times now, because I have no other way of spending my time.
That's the golden deer for you. It was a good try.
Oh, it was probably an epic battle fantasy. Let me
Golden
guess.
deer for you.
You have made a grave error. Was that the time I got a 5-man party wipe against like the pumpkins or something? Son of a bitch.
Sorry, but
I did not even need a heal because they must have missed at some point. I took less damage. God, this only gives $1,000. Oh, it's so not worth it. Random bomb, pumpkins angry, 5-man party wipe before my turn started. Yep, I remember.
It's fake.
Fucking pumpkins.
It's not luck. It's.
He did. It's in the. Well, what's the clip you made, or was that just a reference to the?
Never
or is that the same clip? Because I can't click it.
It's not.
I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm like streaming right now. It's quite difficult to do these things.
Sorry, but
yeah. Okay, well, okay. Let me fucking see what Lawfant's goddamn clip is. I'm now curious. What was the first one he posted? Well, my computer actually just froze for a little while. We're gonna watch it. I'm watching it right now. What the hell did he just post? Really? Oh. I already fucked myself, and someone just goes, really? In the in-game? Oh yeah, Sion, did you have fun with that clip? Doesn't Epic Battle Fantasy 5 on the hardest difficulty with all challenge modifiers turned on seem like a fun time? Do you want to know why I stopped playing that after a while? Oh yeah, we had fun in that. Who did it? I don't see what it is. Lollifant. Weevil. Weeviliphant. Really? Yeah, it did. Use your new emote. Come on, where is it? There you go.
Nope. That.
Now what? Let me actually see what everyone needs. So he needs Axe 5, Axe 5, Axe A, Flying A, Lance C. Oh lord, he needs a bit of everything, doesn't he? Jesus. He's just a little bit below the bell curve, this man. At least flying I can kind of cheese my way through. And we've got Claude. I think Claude's done. Yeah, Claude's super done. I think Raphael's also super done, yeah. So Claude goes first.
Let's.
Lorenz. Lance C, done. Reason B+, done. Writing A. We're getting there.
I've come to...
Raphael. And Ignatz. Axe C. I think we've already cheesed that. We don't need it. Bo A. Lance C. Ooh, not there yet. And writing A. I guess we'll go for writing like B+. And then we'll start getting that Lancitudes on. I guess. Skip over Lysithia because she's currently crying. Marianne as well. And we got Hilda and Leonie. Okie dokie. Sword D, done. Axe B+, done. Heavy armor A and riding B+. Oh, lord. Alright, we don't need to do any more of those. Scion, welcome to my chat. They have a tendency to just kind of go off. Axe A, so no. Lance C, so yes. And flying A. Eh. A little bit of both. She's almost done, though. I mean, it is better than silence. I will definitely say that. I am very glad you guys are talking. That definitely makes my life easier. Fuck you two. I don't need your motivation to go up.
Professor.
Oksana, yeah, have fun. Let me tell you right now, the absolute worst experience I've ever had streaming was in my early days where no one was in chat. There was very little more painful than me having to make conversation to myself for 2 hours straight. 2, 3, maybe 4 hours just going and going and going.
Hey, Professor, got a minute?
Welcome to the days of my really early
I'm sorry
streams.
I snapped at you. I didn't mean to lose my temper. I was rude to you. I should have known better. Huh, I thought you might say that. In that way, you're just like Captain Gerald.
You're just like Captain Gerald, who
You let
dead.
petty details get under your skin. Well, when I was a kid, I kind of latched onto him. I've been calling myself his apprentice ever since. He spent some time in the village I grew up in. Actually, you weren't with him back then. Why not? Huh. Maybe he left you with a relative or something. Anyway, back then, Gerald's job was to deal with poachers. Well, they were bandits, but we called them poachers. Nobody in the village could stand up to them. But your dad, he took them on like it was nothing. I was so impressed. All I could think was how amazing mercenaries were.
Gerald's mercenary group was Violet and Gerald, with every single other member of their mercenary group being green units.
So I went right up to him and I told him I was going to be his apprentice.
Are you having fun,
He
Bullet?
didn't stick around long after that, but he did teach me a lot while he was with us. Tactics, strategy, training routines, it was all so new and exciting.
It's actually a dummy.
I kept at it, kept training, just like he taught me.
It's a bit more than letters. Those form phrases of some
I
kind
always planned to meet him
in
again
some
once I
ancient
became
language.
a top-tier mercenary. But I'm just glad I got to see him, to thank him properly and all. I've spent my whole life working to become a great mercenary like your father. There were so many times when I wanted to ask his advice, but I couldn't. I just had to make do. That's how I've made it this far. Just hard work, all on my own. But then you come along. And it's like you don't appreciate Captain Gerald at all, or how lucky you were to have him around your whole life. No, it still really bothers me.
Normally, I really like the can-do attitude, everything Leonie has going on, but God, she's so boring. I don't understand how they managed to fuck up this really interesting character archetype I normally really like. And they have managed to make her one of my least favorite characters, just because she's super boring. She's like, I love Gerald and I work hard. That's her character. Baka mitai. It's Friday night.
How are you doing, Professor? Would you care to join me for a cup of tea?
You actually missed it, Bullet. We were... actually, I'm a little upset I never got to see it. In World of Horror, there is an actual Easter egg event you can get with a character from Yakuza if you do the Kiryu seed and you get the Baka Mitai quote at the beginning. There is a rare event you can get with a Yakuza character. A little upset I didn't get to show it off, but we'll have to hopefully see that next week.
Tendency to pester
Next
you
Saturday,
with
I
my
guess.
questions and theories about your history. It seems only fair to speak on the topic of myself for once. And perhaps you might feel more positively inclined toward my research if I shared my own story.
Actually, on the top of that, Haru, the Yakuza driver, has a Kiryu outfit.
Not at all. I am quite honest in my motivations. Well, I suppose I should begin at the beginning, eh? I was born into a noble house of the Empire. Not a large house, mind you, but noble all the same. Our land holdings were small, but our bloodline was quite strong. So, as you can imagine, there were many of us in the family who carried the power of crests. I myself bear a minor crest. Our family's abundance of crests may be part of the
It is
reason
very
I've been
confusing as
interested
to
in
how
the
this
topic since
world
I was just a
propagates,
boy.
considering the fact that
Dedicated
bloodlines
myself to
directly
my
carry down
studies,
crests,
and after years of
and
effort,
the
I
weaker the
became
bloodline
lead
becomes,
crest
the less
scholar
likely it
at
is
the
you are to
Empire's
manifest a
largest
crest.
research institution.
How have crests just not faded out of existence if they're a recessive gene like that? Like, unless it's like a closed ecosystem. Like, did you know being a redhead is a recessive gene? Same with being blonde. Which is why a lot of countries don't have redheads or blondes. America has blondes, and I think it's like Scotland or something has a bunch of redheads. But it's why you don't see a lot of them in the more omnipresent worldscape. But how the hell have crests not just bred out of existence?
I had only Imperial blood.
And yeah, that is actually a good question of what determines what crest you get, because it's now shown time and time and time and time again. People marry in between families to make a tie between their bloodlines to either get a crest or give a crest. Who gets what crest if two families with the same bloodline have the same, like, crest genealogy?
Your cooperation as the bearer of the Crest of Flames ensures my research will continue to advance. In fact,
I know, I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of logistical questions this whole crest system has to ask.
Know about crests.
Either that shit started working a vastly different way like 1,000 years ago when this whole nobility system started forming in the first place, or that flashback we had to Nemesis, they just had some fucking different way of wielding hero relics, because we didn't see them use crests, but they wielded that shit all the goddamn same.
Together, we will solve the mystery of your Crest of Flames, and our world will be the better for it. Shall we proceed? My lab instruments are fully prepared. I have a great number
Korn
of
is now
tests
playing
I'm
Smash
excited
Bros.
to
Ultimate.
carry out. No, don't worry. They won't hurt one bit.
But imagine some of these crests, like Bernadetta's crest, like makes her do more damage the less it, or like when she's injured. Can you imagine being born with a superpower that lets you do more damage, but only if you're beaten to shit? Like, oh man, I stubbed my toe, and then you accidentally, in retribution, snap the coffee table in half.
Yeah, I've got this down.
It's starting to take shape.
God, 3 times skipping I'm already at bow prowess 5. Woo boy. Unfortunately, I'm not directly. Oh my god, I just realized. I really hope. Oh wait, no, we've actually done them before, I think. Oh no, we totally have. I forgot we have fucking paralogs. We have so many fucking paralogs to do. Oh lord.
Singing's okay, but I should really... I can't...
Time to have, Cleric Hilda.
I'm pleased to have been invited. I am grateful.
Is there any way of determining in-game what people's favorite teas are? Other than just guessing?
Yes. I see. Of course. Of course. Yes. I sense great potential in you. You possess something extraordinary.
As a man who doesn't care about tea, I refuse to read.
How quickly.
Okay, what do we got here? Cream the crop through Chevrolet dividing the world. Well, that's kind of new. So it's a Hilda one. This is one of the actual ones I did know exist, because in my other playthrough I recruited just a fuckload of dudes. And so I knew, because I recruited Cyril in that one, so I knew there was a Hilda Cyril one. I didn't do it, obviously, I just knew it existed. Except, the Switch doesn't have an internet browser, is the fun punchline. But I need to get a morale reset. Also, Weevil is now banned. Let's see here. They're done. But you can't promote. You're not done. Not done. Not done. Not done. Done, but can't promote. So I'll have to just muscle... Byleth and Lysithia will just have to deal with it. Same with Marianne. I just wanted to make sure, double check, because if I do combat, I don't want to accidentally be leveling up the wrong people, like Hanneman. I'm glad I didn't put any points in him. He's going to need to get experience either way. Man, all you dudes going to your specific, actual, dedicated websites, I just Google the question and click the first result. Because guess what? That shit works. It works pretty damn well.
Professor.
Solves all your problems, baby. Hey guys, you want some Northern Fodlan seeds and Amorphous seed? No. Albinian seed. What do we got just toting around? Burdock, energy drop, strength, and HP. Who needs a buttload of strength? Raphael. Part of that's a joke. But unironically, it might be Raphael, because I'm just like... He is a fist guy. And he has fist fair. And then I can equip fist fair. And then I could give him a buttload of strength. But also, Ignatz has 15 strength. He has 22. You also have 15. Ugh. You guys need to get your shit together. Good lord. 17. And that's without the strength plus 2. Damn, son. Y'all got death blow to Helen back. She's 19. She's fine. I guess I'll give the baby one to Claude and the big boy one to Ignatz, because I'm very much so more concerned. Wait, no, Ignatz crits all the damn time. That's right. So, he gets the baby one. He gets the baby one because his crits are out of this world. That's right. He doesn't need strength if he one-hits everything anyway. And then we have HP, I guess. Which is one of those stats where you're just like, yeah, alright, okay, I guess I'd like him to be a little tankier. Here, you know what? Let's make Marianne a little bit tankier. Sure, she's a dancer. Let's have a little bit of risky business, because this gives me a little bit more options of being able to put her in the damn front lines and not be murdered. It's not the best idea, but it's an idea because she's eventually going to have to go to the front lines, and if she does, now she won't just fold over like a goddamn wet paper napkin.
Professor?
Get out of the way! Claude Ignatz. Do Claude and Ignatz have a support conversation together? There needs to be a quality of life mod for this game, like, good lord. No, Claude Ignatz are done. They're not allowed to talk to each other. I would assume Hilda and Claude have an A rank, but we'll have to see. No, I keep picking the wrong screen. This is the exact thing I've talked a few times about, is the fact that I have to keep leaving to check. Yeah, Hilda and Claude. I could totally see a rebalance mod. And I want it to be a that's a big problem I have with a lot of mods. People are like, oh, it's a rebalance mod. And they mean that in a rebalance. And by that, they mean crank up the difficulty, nerf all the good options, and fuck you, you get the shit options. Go fuck yourself.
Feast.
That's a difficulty mod at that point. I want a rebalance mod. Balance the game, not make the game piss off difficult. If something's dumb and stupid, fix it. But if something's dumb and stupid, but in a fun way, even though it's still kind of bad, don't fix that. That's good. Maybe make it a little bit better to make it dumb and stupid, but have it be a good option. See, I've seen that happen too many times in too many places, and I have been spurned many a time before. Who am I looking for? I've already... Oh, I know... Okay, Lysithea needs one, so who's Lysithea gonna eat with? Raphael or Ignatz? Perfect.
Eating delicious food really takes my...
This food is a revelation.
Now that's acceptable. As long as they, you know, make it reasonable. Because I know the general audience for mods is going to be the diehard fans, and they'd like more challenge. And that's fair. I just don't like the misnomer of saying, oh, it's a rebalance mod, but it's actually a difficulty content mod. It's not what I come for. If it has both, though, I mean, I won't complain, as long as they shunt that shit off to a side mode. But stuff like removing gender lock and reworking some skills would actually be really interesting. Like, I wish they'd make the weight minus skills a little bit better. Because that's a really interesting concept, because you should logistically, because, I mean, all the rank... what are they, let's see here. All the, like, intermediate classes you can kind of flex into on your route. Like, you can become a brigand and still become like a Pegasus Knight, or you can become a brigand and still become like a sword master pretty easily. But they should have like some incentive to do something like that with like Armored Knight. Like, maybe you could flex on over, grab a weight -3. Oh, my character's not too fast, or his strength isn't too good. Hop on over, grab that. Now he has a higher chance of doubling, or so on and so forth, or not at least getting doubled. Now, how much food do I still have? Marianne and Linhart still seems like it'd be interesting.
I find it difficult.
My apologies.
Who do we want to tell? Ash. Ash, 100%. Well, I guess it's gonna have to be Ash and Caspar. I don't really got too many other options, at least feedable right now.
Caspar, your stomach will burst.
I feel like I've actually seen Ash Caspar before, but I don't remember it. Spaghetti. It's amazing just how far they can get through it all, though. Through all the bullshit and like, without having the original source code, it is still very impressive just how far they can get. Felix Setheth seems like that one would be fun. I think I've actually seen Felix Setheth. I feel like Bullet told me to do that one before.
It's nice to share.
But we're gonna do it again. Because why not? I'm out of food. So, our students are just going to have to fucking deal with it. Well, actually, fun fact, there's a mod for Melee called the Super Mario 64 Melee mod. Or it's like Super Mario 64 HD mod, but it's a Melee mod that makes it have all the sound effects and models and shit from Super Mario, or not Super Mario, Smash Bros. 64. Smash Bros. Melee into Smash Bros. 64. And so there's a lot of, like, the revert of a lot of the models to the shittier versions, and they had to make a whole bunch of fan-made ones. But a lot of the fun stuff they did is they have two things that I saw were super interesting, which I specifically thought, ooh, Scion would be interested in that, is they made a few costumes that are like new models that are like Echo Fighters, like they're the exact same character, but they're just a different costume, similar to Olimar and Alf. And they made Sigurd for Marth and Leaf, or Leif, I assume it's Leaf, for Roy. And I'm just like, hey, that's kind of neat. Could play as the old-fashioned boys in the Melee mod. And then they had another one which really resonated with me of Classic Mode, which is, it uses the Smash 64 physics in Melee, and Smash 64 had like 3 times or something nutty with the amount of hit stun, and so competitive 64 had to be played with 5 stocks, because Smash 64 was the most combo and freeform combo heavy game in the entire series, where one hit could do like 80% damage with most of the cast. And I thought that was the dumbest fucking thing, and I'm a big fan of that option. Because it's so floaty, and it's really fun to see people attempt to string together a combo just on the fly. That's super cool. They also had one that made me really excited, just conceptually, is the Nintendo Echo for NES. Because that's the one no one likes to talk about. Y'all forget that Earthbound and Mother 3 are part of a trilogy. There's a Mother 1 too, assholes.
Nope.
And that's an Echo Fighter I'd want in the base game. I've always wanted Nintendo as an Echo Fighter. Nintendo is a good boy.
This is...
You know what? I always ask this question. What do you guys want to see in Smash? And I'm fairly certain I've asked that question before, but Scion, who would you like to see in Smash? Let's get a new opinion. What are your requested characters for Smash? What's your hot takes? Even if they're pretty basic, who would you like to see? And I just bet half of them are going to be fucking Fire Emblem characters. I actually have one of them. I'd like to see Hector in Smash. Just because I'm like, hey, if we're going to have another Fire Emblem rep, let's get something unique. He's way slower, tankier, and has an axe. Son of a bitch, that man's a proper heavy, but then he has a disjoint. Boom, baby. That's money right there. That's a cool idea. But it's also Fire Emblem, so that if they needed another Fire Emblem rep, there you go.
I've learned a lot.
Yeah, that's one of the most... There was that image that was floating around for quite a while. That was right as the Fighter Pass. That was like the most requested characters of each region. And the one that made me the most excited on that list is because 9 out of 10 times they listen to their Japanese fan base for what they want. Because, obviously, the developers of Smash Bros. Are in Japan, and so they would hear of Japan characters way more, which is why it actually took Banjo and Kazooie so long to get into Smash. Banjo-Kazooie was a massive hit over in the West, and has been a request ever since, even very slightly from 64 to Melee, but from Melee on, a lot of people have been asking for Banjo and Kazooie. But Banjo and Kazooie is a what? Over in Japan. That's the most you're gonna get, because no one knows what the fuck Banjo Kazooie is over in the East. No one. And it's the same thing happened with Skies of Arcadia, and I'm pretty damn sure I talked about this in World of Horror, but that's why it took them so long to get something like that going on. But what was I gonna go on about? Yeah, no, Rex was really popular. Rex was pretty high up on one of them in that image, but the one that made me the most excited was it was on the Japanese section, the most requested character at the time from their viewer, from their information base. The most requested character in Japan was Lloyd Irving from Tales of Symphonia, also known as my favorite game of all time.
I still have...
I like to see that. Heavy from TF2 I could totally see, because it's Valve, very prolific. They've had a lot of feedback. Valve and Nintendo have had a little bit of correlation, because I know it was like their Orange Box or whatever. That released on a few consoles. I don't know if it released on Nintendo consoles though. But Valve's been pretty prolific. And TF2 is like the face of the Valve like multiplayer stuff, because otherwise it'd be like Gordon Freeman, Chell, or Heavy. It'd have to be one of those three. And I think Heavy is the most... Oh, it would actually probably be Gordon Freeman now that I think about it. Because that was the thing that spurned Valve into existence. As well as the fact that they're giving so much development to Half-Life Alyx, so it's being in the modern mindset populace. But I'd like the Heavy more, just because I'm a TF2 boy. I've always been a fan of it. But, Rex was really high up there. Some of the obvious ones. Crash was really high up there. Weirdly enough, the one that is shocked me even to this day is Crash and Spyro were always seen as, like, rivals and competitors back in the day, like the Mario and Sonic equivalent. But, you know, they were like the PlayStation platforming mascots. And Spyro's request to be in Smash are almost comedically less than Crash's. Like, Spyro was sucked into Skylanders and has been forgot by family and friends. Like, no one knows he exists anymore. Some of the other ones, some of them didn't make sense because they were very relevant to their particular region. Like, fucking one of them wanted something from one of those, Puyo Puyo Pop games that was in, like, Japan or some shit. Some of those sadistic bastards want goddamn Monokuma from Danganronpa, a weirdly popular, like, topic for some reason in the other regions. The Monster Hunter character is really popular, which always gets me upset, because the games are bad. Oh shit, Weevil, you'd piss a lot of people off, assuming. You'd probably piss me off, assuming I've ever actually played any of those fucking games, but I haven't. Yeah, a lot of the Toho characters. Those are really popular over in Japan. I think her name is Remia. It's the red-dressed bitch. The Toho's really popular over in Japan. Because I don't have any food. Please tell me this is the last month. Last week. Shit. Reimu, that's the one. I'm trying to... I don't have the actual list. Oh, Sora. Sora was the most popular requested one of all three of them. Sora was, like, #1 in America and Europe, and #2 in Japan. Like, it was almost comedic just how consistently high Sora was from Kingdom Hearts in every single region. And I'm just like, oh fucking K then. And also, it was deeply upsetting because Waluigi was only on America's slice of top 10, and he was, like, #6. Sora would be completely unique, though. He'd be something similar to Robin, where he would have a ridiculous amount of magic, and he would have a very mean aerial combo game. No. Because, and that's not strictly how all the games go, but the meta for Kingdom Hearts games really kind of devolve around dodging and doing the baddest fucking aerial combo string you possibly can, and I think that would be really interesting. He'd be the Jigglypuff of sword fighters with magic. And I think they could do a lot with that kind of a character design. Because there's very few characters that are like, I love the air. I never want to leave it ever, fuck you. Unless you're like one of the obvious ones like Lucina and Marth, but that's just because fair is fucking ridiculous, and that's not really what I mean. But yeah. And don't let anyone ever hate on the another sword fighter. That's a bullshit argument. Because how many goddamn games as a whole have a fucking sword fighter as the main character? You start running out of options at some point. If we're gonna go with that argument, how many characters... You know how, what? There are more characters in Smash that use their bare fucking fists than there are swords. No, I know, I'm not even mad. I'm just bringing it up. Of course I'm not mad. I'm never mad. Like I said, when I get mad, you will know when I get mad.
Singing with the glory.
I know I've gone over it a few times, but the characters that I would want for Smash... I wanted Ninten as an Echo Fighter, Waluigi, Porky, also from Earthbound, but he hasn't like an actual character. There's a really good character design concept posted on the internet as someone made a fan concept for Porky, and it was really, really well done, and it made me really want him. Other ones are Lloyd Irving, Paper Mario, Travis Touchdown from No More Heroes. Not only because I absolutely love that series, but it's something I've been bringing up every single time. There was an interview with Suda51, the dude behind No More Heroes and all those games, who's just like, I'm going to get Travis into Smash. And he went on record saying he has asked Sakurai multiple times. This was back in like Brawl or Smash 4 or whatever. And every single time Sakurai would change the subject or laugh it off. And he's like, I'm not going to keep accepting these answers. I would unironically take like an Echo Fighter bundle. Just make like 2 Echo Fighters or make like a shitload of costumes. I'm astounded they do not have a costume bundle. And I don't mean me costume, I mean costume. Who wouldn't want to fight as Mr. L? Or Mewtwo in the armor from the movie? Or any other, like Shadow Mario, like the Bowser Jr. Final Smash version. Or other fun stuff like that. That's the coolest. And they could even be like, if we're gonna do the Echo Fighter route, or we could even do the, Olimar and Alf situation where they're literally costumes. Hey, I mean, Sigurd pretty damn well fits Marth's model in the fucking mod! Same with Leaf! Can you imagine playing as Sigurd? Holy shit. Give him a goddamn voice actor and make him fuck a man. I guess we're gonna go train Byleth some more, because I have nothing to do on this week. I had other characters I was talking about for that I want for Smash, but I always forget them. I had a more comprehensive list.
As if thinking of how they managed.
Just looking at Sigurd, it looked like he'd have a really deep, imposing voice. He'd be the loudest voice in the room, and that's just because, good lord, the baritone.
Well...
Panties on the floor. Leaf has the exact opposite. Leaf seems like it'd be like a Roy situation, very youthful. I have no idea about their games, just from how they look. They look like how they would sound. And that's how my brain puts it together. I have no idea how they look in their games or play in their games. I don't even know who the fuck Sigurd and Leaf are or what games they're in. But yeah.
You're a vet.
Ah, fuck it. Hey, you guys want to see me learn how to be a horse? I did it. This is a massive waste of our time. I hate that I don't have enough food, I'm gonna be frank. It's the fact that I'm about to get $5,000, but this is going to take forever, and just not really be worth it.
Too easy. Sorry, the victory...
That's one of the changes I'd make in the rebalancing mod. Make these fights a little more worth it. Because, I mean, the money's nice, the free loot's nice, but I'd rather train Byleth or feed my students. Like, the fact that this doesn't even if it's not directly XP, Or class mastery. Give me weapon XP.
Sorry, but
Because
victory
he's
is-
using the weapon. He's using a bow. Let him get better with a bow. Like, it actually doesn't make sense for him not to be improving from entering a tournament as a test of skill! I also just crit with a 5%.
Sorry, but victory is
That
mine.
could, yeah, but you'd have to... You can only really train one person at a time, and there could be, like, an upper limit on it. Not to mention, auxiliary battles give you XP, but that wouldn't... It wouldn't give you class mastery, XP, battalion mastery. It would just be strictly just the weapon. Like, you wouldn't be flying if you had a flying. You wouldn't be in heavy armor, because you'd be in, like, a generic class. It would probably be worse, but you're also not using your own weapons, and I mean, it really incentivizes these a bit more. It's really minor. Like, they could even make it to where you're not allowed to have, like, a knowledge gem equipped. They could even go that far and have that not factor in, because technically, you don't have any of your equipment in these sections, so...
It's fate.
Like, they could just take those away. Hell, fucking blanket remove them, make them harder so you can't just equip a silver shield on a Claude and say, fuck you, I don't take damage.
Never
It would make it be a side option. And no, I haven't done maddening, of course. I'm just saying this from the perspective of making this be a bit more valid of an option. This is the I don't have anything better to do, but I need to do something option. Same thing with the choir, but at least the choir gives faith experience to 3 people, authority experience to Byleth, and makes them all better friends. It's not much. It's not even that good what it does give you, but at least it's something. It's a way of training your students if you happen to hit Explore.
Too easy.
It's especially good if you're teaching Byleth to be a mage of some kind.
Too easy. It's not luck, it's fate. That's the golden deer.
Probably should have been skipping these. I've genuinely just turned my fucking brain off for some of these.
It's not
I've been
luck,
completely
it's
lost
fate.
in thought.
It's not luck, it's... Sorry, but victory... That's the golden deer for...
That's the golden tier for...
Sorry, but Victor...
Sorry, but Victor... Are we having fun yet, everyone? Welcome to the magical world of I don't have any food, and therefore my students must starve. It gave me $5,000, though, which... It's literally just the, I get another month of free money.
It was a good try.
How many tournaments are they gonna host in one day?
Sorry.
Why don't they treat this like a casino or any kind of, like, any one of the, like, the Carney games? This man has won too many tournaments. Ban him. He can't be allowed to keep getting away with this.
Never underestimate.
I'll get the DOC, but we'll worry about it later. That is for another time.
It's not luck, it's fate.
Mission accomplished. And I feel a sneeze on. Fantastic. And it's gone. I rear back the sneeze, get the big inhale, and it just disappeared. God, I hate that. I got blue balls from sneeze. I don't.
It's...
You know, Son, here's a good question. I've always done it to where, in Raphael's case, where he's only training fists, in all my other playthroughs, I've always started flexing them into horses. Whereas by the by the end of the game, they would typically be SS+ in their main skill anyway. But then it would also give them +1 movement skill from mastering horses. Is that worth it? Or is it better to just say, fuck it, get fist fair, or get your particular fair skill even early on and just say, screw the +1 movement?
Nope.
I guess. I had one run, though, where, the solo byleth again. Where you stack a March Ring, the movement +1 skill, the permanent movement +1. You get a fuckload of value. You can really haul some ass. Here you go. Who's getting trained? Let's find out. Felix and Manuela. They know how to use a sword better.
Professor?
Here you go, Dorothea. Merry Christmas.
How do you like?
It's starting to make sense.
And now, instead of immediately tackling our goddamned paralogs, we must instead have our friends gab at one another. Here we go!
Professor Hanneman, is this a good spot for this book?
That will do nicely, Lysithea. I'm sorry to trouble you with these chores.
It's no trouble. After all, it's proper etiquette for the young to help the elderly.
The elderly? I'm only... never mind. How have you been feeling of late? Anything worth mentioning?
I've been feeling well enough, all things considered.
Seem to be maturing remarkably. No doubt your well-being is due to the positive influence of your twin crests working in tandem.
Here he goes with the positive again. Looks like your research is more useless than I thought.
I may ignore your assaults on my age, but I will not allow unfettered attacks upon my research. What makes you think it's lacking? Surely you do not deny that your crest-related abilities exceed those of your peers. You are so far ahead of the others. Even the combined effects of the twin crests you bear do not fully account for that discrepancy.
You just can't see beyond the crest, can you? In all your research, haven't you considered that my abilities are a direct result of the effort I put in?
Of course, I am aware that you are a hardworking student, but...
The boozmers.
My efforts far exceed those of any other student.
Gotta get that value.
I place top priority on growing as quickly as possible.
Is the ability to expend such incredible efforts, to be so focused and driven, is that not a form of talent?
It has nothing to do with talent. It's a question of sheer will.
That's a fat load of shit.
Succeed, no matter the sacrifice.
People are just naturally born more driven or skilled at something than others, and that is just an objective fact. Lysithea is just butt mad that she got tortured, which I'm totally justified.
The people who made me as I am informed me that my life would be drastically shortened as a result. A person bearing two crests against the will of nature itself. Well, clearly it can't be sustainable. As such, I don't indulge in the luxury of fantasizing about the future. I haven't got one. Knowing all this now, will you still claim that my crests are something positive?
I cannot. Please understand, I had no idea.
I'll be leaving now.
Lysithea. So that is why you are...
Man, the quests are so important. Man, gotta have quests to wield a hero's relic. Actually, that's a dirty ass lie. If you've played Smash Bros, you know Kirby can wield Fail Not just fine, as well as the Falchion from both Martha and Lucina's timeline, and the fucking Monado from Xenoblade Chronicles. He can also wield a gun. So clearly Kirby is the most powerful of beings. And that is unironically a fact. Literally every Kirby game he kills an Elder God. So yeah, that checks out. No, you didn't, Bullet!
Ah, there it is. Just as I thought. But what is she hiding?
It's actually proof that EY is the most morally corrupt person in every single game ever. Because EY gave Joker a gun, and
no bother at all.
And
you've arrived at precisely
I forgot the word. But continuing on that thought process means he also gave a gun to Kirby, and therefore is sin made manifest.
I don't... What are you saying?
If you hide it, that just makes it more interesting. You do have one.
Please don't tell anyone. You can't tell anyone I have a crest. If people find out, then...
What?
Please, my adoptive father told me to keep it a secret. And I personally don't want it known.
Who said I intended to tell anyone? Your secret is
Let
safe
me double
with me.
check something. Okay. I just wanted to make sure they didn't reveal it.
Carry the crest to be erased hero.
Wait a minute!
Please stop, don't say another word.
I was gonna say, did they reveal the actual name of the crest? Oh, there it is!
My crest. Nothing good comes of it. It's even the reason my parents disappeared.
The
This
erased
crest only
hero.
brings bad luck to anyone who comes near me. Even you, Linhardt.
It's actually
You
just
have to
Felix's
stay away.
crest? I don't understand.
Bad luck generated by the crest? Now that would be a discovery well worth making.
It's actually just
What manner of
Felix's
bad luck
bloodline.
do you suppose might beset me?
No, you shouldn't be so cavalier about something you couldn't possibly understand.
Dude, this could kill me potentially. Radical. Let me study it.
It's true, I don't understand. But I very much want to.
Well, that could have gone... Oh yeah, I forgot. We're sad boys right now. You could tell from the music that we're, like, maximum sad. Alright, time to murder. Where do we go? Random, filler quest, true chivalry, or dividing the world? I'm personally a big fan of filler arcs. Who's ready to go to G8, everybody? Woot woot! The best game I have ever seen do this concept of the overworld theme becomes the sad song is Persona 3. Because it's a unique track that is the sad music overlaid with a different track, and it becomes the new overworld theme. And it is the top 5 songs in the entire fucking OST. Good Lord, do I need to stream Persona 3 and actually finish that shit. God, the end game of that game is fucking fantastic. God damn it, Lollifant and Weevil for not showing interest in that game so I didn't actually get a chance to finish it. That game is so good, you just gotta stick to it for a while. Sayo would just I called him. I said Persona 3 once and he appeared from the mirror. And the moment I say it, he shows up every time. Fucking Bloody Mary over here. If you say Persona 3 once in any context, he emerges.
Hey, Professor. I might have to go back home for a little while.
Bye, Hilda.
Oh no, nothing like that.
You know, actually, just without spoilers, Sao, can you confirm that the overworld theme in the end game where it changes to be like the sad song but remixed with another song, can you not confirm that that song abso-fucking-lutely slaps?
There's a fortress right on top of the throat, and they call that Fodlan's Locket.
Say, damn right.
Well, yeah, you could say that. I'm sure
baby,
my
baby, baby, baby,
on
baby.
his own, but he said he really wants me to help out. I guess he's a bit
People
tired
have
out
no
from all
idea
his
what the
hard
fuck
work.
Bullet just said.
Anyway,
I do though, and that's what's important.
He's not up for a fight.
Persona 3's OST is so
Apparently,
weird.
it would look bad if we left it to the retainers. I really, really don't want to go, but I guess I have to.
Hey, Hilda. I wasn't trying to eavesdrop, but I heard you talking.
I forget the next verse, fuck. I don't know the verses of the Persona 3 OST too well because I never looked up the lyrics. I've seen them in memes though, which is why I kind of know them. And aside from the obvious, baby, 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 baby.
If maybe I could go along with you.
But you'd be fighting people from your homeland. Do you really want to do that?
None of them would remember me anyway. It's just that I got captured in the battle at the Locket, and that's how I ended up here. So I'm kind of worried that other kids who lose their folks might not be so lucky. Before Lady Rhea took me in, I had a real hard time as a servant of House Goneril.
I'm sorry to hear that, but it's not like I'll go around snapping up all Myron children.
That's good, but I want to see things for myself, so I know that everything's okay.
Well then, let's go together. Oh, would you want to join us, Professor? My brother will be there, but I'm a little scared about fighting all those fierce Almyrans.
If you could come too, it'd be really great. We'd all feel way safer if you did.
I don't understand how people dislike Cyril. Cyril is one of the few characters who's totally justified in his genuine adoration of Rhea because she literally saved his life if from, like, indentured servitude, gave him a home, a purpose, position in one of the fucking top-tier armies. Like, good lord. She gave him everything and didn't ask anything in return, and he's doing this out of the kindness of his fucking heart. Good lord. What a good lad.
Great! I know we'll be okay if you're there. Let's head out right away.
I'll go and get ready too.
I mean, I think he did actually have a few chores, but it's directly stated that he's not directly asked to do a lot of the things he does. They need to be done, and so he does them. He has a good work ethic. Whereas other characters like Leonie's obsession with Geralt doesn't feel as earned, or at the very least, she brings it up too much. Like, it is her character. It's like, it feels like oh shit, we need to remind everyone her character motivation. Even though it is genuinely well written and it isn't one of the worst, it's kind of annoying. Like, she is an interesting character aside from that. It is the one thing that's just annoying of hers. So let's see here. Do we have everyone we need to be using? Yes. Okay, let's, again, look through these supports and see what we have going on. Bye-bye, Sao! You have fun! So, Sylvain Leone's chugging along all nice and good. Passive style. So let's see who wants to have some friendship points. So what are some social links you guys would be interested in seeing as long as they're one of the in-the-party people? So Marianne, Hilda, Lysithia, Ignatz, Lorenz, Claude, Byleth, Cyril, and Hanneman. I need to pair them up with people outside of the class. So like Claude Flane or Claude Shamir. Claude Petra, I don't know. None of those particularly scream out at me, but let's see here. Lauren's Mercedes had a decent start. I did want to see how that one panned out. Claude Annette? Ugh. Alright. That's Cyril. Oh, I need the flyers also can't assign stuff, so I can't assign anything to Cyril. Because he's a flyer, and he's a dirty, dirty cheater. Where's the net? There it is. Get out of here, fan. Stop. I hear you bleeding into the microphone. You knock that shit off. Alright. I just don't even want to see Nats talk to anyone. We've already done Lysithea Lindhart. Lysithea Catherine, maybe? It's gotta be something with Marianne. Marianne's always interesting. Actually, obvious. Marianne Lindhart. That one's... Of course we're going to go for that. That one's fantastic from what I've seen this far. And finally, let's see what we got down here. Over at Hanneman. Who can Hanneman hang out with? Oh, it feels so obvious, doesn't it? Hanneman Manuela. I gotta see how they interact. They apparently get to a rank A, so it ends well. Here we go. See what we got. At the enemy, fallen battle, all units are defeated. Defended location is captured. Very annoying. Now who's over here? Claude, Hanneman, Lysithea, Raphael. This actually doesn't seem too bad. Does Hanneman know healing magic? He does. So that's all fine. Marianne's up here, so we have a healer. I need to take the battalion off of Marianne, though. That's not for you anymore. You are the monk lady dancer, so you don't get that. We will give it to Loren. Ah! Hanneman doesn't have one! That's perfect. Are. There it is.
Well, come back.
Should be good enough.
Most of our allies have fallen. My big brother and I can probably handle this, though.
Hilda, glad you made it. Lord Holst has been afflicted with a sudden illness and couldn't come.
Okay, Hilda's big brother is a nameless trooper.
Oh, I'm sorry. You must have been absolutely terrified.
Alright, is that... Oh, I would assume Holst is actually her brother.
It's okay, though. I brought along someone who can definitely help
That's
us.
her dad or something, I don't know.
That's you, Professor. Please help us save our allies and protect Fodlan's locket.
The fact that if that is her brother, they're intentionally hiding the brother away for some reason.
We ought to be able to help our friends from...
Either they're gonna do a thing and have, like they did with, I think it was Annette and Gilbert, having one of their family members literally just be a generic unit without a name or face, or
leave it to me.
They're just hiding him for some reason. Like there shouldn't be any reason for him to not be there if he has like. Well, what I'm saying is that there shouldn't really be any reason for him to not be there if it's just because he doesn't have a model, because that's never been a problem before. We've had characters who haven't had a model. This is a bad idea, but they're apparently not attacking him, so I'm gonna again put faith into that green line bullshit and just hope that they're not gonna fucking murder him.
My turn.
Hope for the best, you know what they say. Oh shit, I could have strided, that's right, I forgot this is that guy. This is the good old-fashioned Hannah Man. Now, so I can't let them get back here.
Ready anytime.
So just like before, we'll decide to do dumb things. Who's ready to be dumb? I am. Ho, 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 ho.
Ready and willing.
Who, me?
Support, we're saved. I accidentally skipped dialogue because I was trying to skip the dancing sequence, but it skipped dialogue for some reason. Please do not stand on the big murder catapult that I am trying to get myself to. Thank you. I'm trying to get right here to the ballista. Thank you, big bird man. Fuck off. Back off! The question becomes, does it consider them having captured this territory if one of the big-ass birds get there? Because they can't exactly claim territory.
Let's get
I would assume that, yeah, it probably does count, but logistically that doesn't make a whole heap of sense.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I got those oh, I need to mark archers, that's right. I do have a lot of flyers. Kind of just paints the battlefield red in random splotches, but it helps you indicate an obvious, this is a danger zone. And then I can just undo it if there's anything else immediately obvious. God damn it, Weevil. It was actually something I wanted to do yesterday. I was actually debating what game I was going to stream, but I was thinking of streaming Advance Wars. Just like a filler one-off game when I was testing my internet. I was going to be like, hey, that'll be kind of topical, so I'll be able to see the other side. So I will be able to see an actual good game. Oh, fuck, that's not a good start. I wish they'd make a new one. I did just the other day post that whole video talking about the history of Advance Wars, and it's still so sad. There's still no reason for there to have not been a new one. And the whole video's title is there a good chance of seeing Advance Wars on Switch? And really answers that question considering the fact that that video was 3 years old now. And there's not exactly Advance Wars on Switch now, is there? Deep sadness. You guys know not of pain. It's like I said, at least you guys are getting a Fire Emblem game, even if it's a little different than what you want. At least you're getting it. The last Fire Emblem game we got, or the last Advance Wars game we got, was so far removed from what we like because it removed all the fun characters and lighthearted moments and replaced it with a post-apocalyptic, more gritty setting. Which, I mean, even that's fine. But then they just didn't make another one! I would literally just like Advance Wars 2 or Dual Strike, but again, I'd take Advance Wars 1. Days of Ruin, maybe a little bit less on that one, but it's still an okay game! It's just, I'm just less excited about Days of Ruin. Hey, you guys want to see Fire Emblem 4 Houses? Surprise, it's actually a gritty, post-apocalyptic survival game that removes all the witty dialogue and all the character charm. It's very serious. Sorry about that. I hope this is what you guys wanted. And then they canceled the future game that they were making because they couldn't figure out how to make character interactions flow properly. And so they canceled the entire series. Oh yeah, my bad. It's a real damn shame, isn't it? Imagine the timeline. Imagine the truly cursed existence we must live in. That Imagine it, but it's, you know, like Fire Emblem. Like, imagine just never getting a Fire Emblem game. I will never not be sad. Sadness ends for no one.
Gotta keep him.
Say it is what it is, but what it is a fat load of shit. And you have a very thriving modding community on top of that. The Fire Emblem fans, good lord, I've seen some of the mods they've come out with. Even if they're typically just mods of the GBA games, they do some shit. They can get some shit done. They just randomly pump out numbers. Just if they felt like it at the time. Okay, how much damage is he about to take? 12, 12, 8, and something. 12, 12, 8, so that would be 32. Ooh, kind of risky. Damn, they can reach him fucking everywhere, can't they? Good lord. Jesus Christ, how far can these fuckheads reach? Apparently he can't move into the capture zone, so that's at least something, but... I didn't really want to farm Claude up, it's just kind of how what's happened is how it's happened. Don't crit! I wanted the loot! Crit Claude, it's only a 14% chance, I don't want it to happen!
Feelings... You're really tough.
Too easy.
Ooh, they have a ranged gambit. Now that's interesting.
Piece of cake.
It's a pretty damn good range, holy shit.
Too slow.
Oh, that dude is so dead. There was no fucking way I could have possibly saved him unless I did some horse shit. So what's the reward for saving them all? Because that seems really unfeasible. I would have had to have done some serious aggressive stride and warp plays. Because I moved into those Wyvern Riders aggro range with Hanneman, and they just ignored him. That dude did get one-rounded. It just took two people. In one turn, they got him. One round of combat. So what's the reward for getting all of them? Because I really do not want to restart the entire fucking map for some goddamn AI that decided, I don't want to kill the squishy mage. I would have killed a dude in full fucking plate armor. Fuck you. Again... like, Raphael with randomly hitting consistent 4% crits.
Still got room.
Hexlock? I don't give a shit then. It's nice and I could sell it, or I could give it to someone like Raphael, make him have some good resistance, but I don't give a shit. It's not that important.
I'm getting better.
Good form. Ah, things are looking up.
God damn it. With just how they're positioned, I can't put Biles right here to be able to hit both these two dudes, little nodule things. So what I'll have to do is I'll have to do this. I can't one-hit them because of course I can't.
I've reached.
Feeling.
Oh yeah, landmines? Or mines? I actually remember seeing those in the one that I played, I think. I never really used them, but I think they do. Same with, like, barriers and shit. I know they're really good in the harder difficulties, it's just that in my playthrough I didn't really have a truly... Because that was my first real time playing a Fire Emblem game, I didn't have an extensive enough knowledge to be able to properly utilize them. I think I may have potentially thought about using one wall little barrier spell item thing, but that's really kind of it. But back in those days, I was like, I gotta kill everyone to get the XP, and I was kind of right. That mindset kind of paid off. Just hope I don't die. This is the best chance I had to make a wall. And he missed. And that is why I level up swords. Level up the sword prowess to give her just ridiculous dodge while wielding that damn Levin sword. Hey! Again, they're running from me! I'm in aggro range! Fight Hanneman! Hanneman has gotten no experience! I specifically sent him out on his own so these fucking dickheads would come for him and so he could get some solo experience to help him level up. They won't fight him! He's not gonna get anything done now! Are you gonna fight Cyril? Will you do that? Please? Just like with Hanneman, it says he's gonna attack him. Come on! My kingdom for a rescue tome to be able to actually get Hanneman out of the situation he's in. And now they go for Cyril when it is a confirmed death on their part. They ignore the mage that they do 80% of his HP. And they go for the dude who they do like half and get one rounded instead. Thank you, game. I really, truly appreciate that. I love it when my AI is so big brain that it actively fights against its own common sensibilities to fuck me over in the most minor way possible. You think the most obvious solution and victory condition would be murdering a dude? But no, they're like, dude, we gotta get to this fucking blockade. Oh, he doesn't have Nosferatu. That is very risky. He'll live. He's a big boy. Fuck you, Claude.
Mastery at last.
Mastery at lastery.
We did it somehow. Cyril, Professor, thank you.
You bet.
I'm gonna drop by my family's estate and complain to my brother a bit. You two should head back.
I'd rather take a large bullion. You probably get an extra large one if you save them all then. That or you just get the Hex Lock. Either way, I have more than enough money. Time for more.
They aren't really trying to cross Fodlan's throat. I'm not saying they're not serious, but fights like this one aren't really invasions. They just start fights like this sometimes. It's so they can show off how strong they are. I think it's pretty dumb. I mean, people are getting killed. And why? So some guy can think he's tough? After every fight, they do a big feast and everybody eats and dances and there's music. It's supposed to honor the dead, but I figure they just like to make noise. I think they're all idiots, but if I'm real honest, it wasn't the worst way to live life. Nah, I'm where I belong now, and I don't really like Elmira. If they want to show how tough they are, then they ought to look after kids who've lost their parents.
Whew, I'm tired. Professor, Cyril, thanks for all your help.
You get a chance to see your brother?
I did, though I think I'd be better off otherwise. He was horribly ill, for one thing. He looked so pale and haggard. Apparently, he'd eaten a bad mushroom before the battle, and it made him horribly sick. What an idiot. Anyway, when I told him we'd handled the Elmiran situation, he was just gushing with praise. I tried telling him that it wasn't all me, but he didn't even listen.
That's sure, I'd imagine that's exactly how that happened.
That did feel pretty good, I'll admit. But then things got awkward. He started trying to pawn off his whole inheritance. I told him I wanted none of it. Eventually, he settled for foisting this thing on me. Do you know what it is?
One heck of an axe. He gave it to you?
Yes. It's a magic axe called Freikugel. It's the hero's relic of House Goneril. He said that I should have it, since the crest I bear will allow me to wield it. He was so insistent, I eventually relented. But I don't think I can be responsible for something so precious. Hey, Professor, why don't you take it instead?
It's amazing how gung-ho these students are for just giving away their house relics. Like, this is the family relic that runs in your line that only you can wield. I'm just gonna give it to someone who can't wield this properly.
Capabilities of a novice like me, you're the only person I trust to take care of it. Please, help me.
Which is a fat load of shit, because in every single other route, Hilda has had this goddamn thing, and she has done damage with this thing.
Thank you so much. I honestly didn't know what I was going to do with this thing. A big, scary axe is not my style. Plus, look closely. Parts of the axe are pulsating, like it's alive. How gross is that? But I'll use it if you tell me to, Professor. Or you could get somebody else to wield it if you like. It's all up to you now.
I'm glad they're the first person to comment on why do these things, like, undulate?
That Hilda, she really is something.
I don't understand why this is such a prevalent concept. It's like little girl / cute girl with big fuck off axe. I don't understand why this is so prevalent. It's also in Tales of Symphonia. Persea is literally small child with pink hair and 2 ponytails who has an axe the size of her body. And I don't know why this is so obviously prevalent. Oh, I'm starting to get the yawns out. Oh boy. Goes to show how long it's been. These things are draining, man. We'll probably call it after these sets of paralogs. It's a little early. It's only 3 hours instead of 4, but yeah, what can you do? We're not done yet, obviously. We'll get in there. Who doesn't need XP? Every single flyer. Like Leone. So we have Hanneman Manuela. Then it was Hart Marianne and Claude Annette. Okay. I can turn Byleth off if I felt so inclined as to do that. But you did comment on a certain little something. No, not unequip. Give me that back. Is there any way to sort by new? Really? There's no way to sort by new? Really? The default setting on most sorting algorithms is not an option in this. And that's why we need a quality of life mod. There it is. That is a fuckload of attack. But it's a B rank. I do not have a high enough authority for that. It's a buttload of protection, resilience, your physical attack, and hit and crit, and wow, okay, that is just a stat block. Keyhole Wyvern's better. It's 1 less attack for more charm, and that's it. Give me my goddamn Pegasus Kovac. This also gives the 4 attack, so it's not even that much different. I just lose out on the 10% crit, 5% more accuracies, and I lose a little bit of charm for more. This is actually about the same. Oh, but this is a max rank one, I guess. Either way. On delay. Oh yeah, that's right. This is the song I have it selected as. Interesting.
My turn?
Ready and willing. Stand ready.
Leave it to me. Who, me?
Ready anytime.
I got this.
Yeah, fuck it. Here.
Who, me?
So the other playthrough I'm doing on the side while this is all going on, which is my own personal fun time excursion into having dumb builds, is the every single party member is a mage. Is learning if they're a female, they're becoming a Gramarye. If they're a male, they're becoming, I think, just a warlock, just something simple. And I have learned the dumb power of the shield spell, I think it is, that only Ferdinand learned because I was doing Red Boys again. And that spell is just genuinely fantastic for kind of just farming. It's like, I don't have to heal, and I don't have to waste my actual good spells. If I'm just dicking around, just moving people around, I can just cast that spell for not only a buff that's genuinely sizable against mages, but it just gives you a buttload of XP because it's a higher tier ward. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Like the defensive spell. It's really nice.
I'm not set.
It's only okay in combat because it's like a resistance buff, so and there's not too many mages all the time. But as just a I don't have anything better to do, here's some free XP is really nice. Can you stop attacking Raphael? I know I put him there, but come on, man. Okay, who else even learned Ward? Ferdinand learned it, and it's the only reason I never have to train Ferdinand is because he's constantly spamming the damn thing. If he's not actively being used in combat, he's casting Ward. God, this is Final Fantasy II all over again. Jesus. Oh. Hanneman's gonna learn it then. Neat. Mage Gilbert. Yeah, let's go. Are there any other of the spells that only like 2 people can learn? Because can't only like 2 people can't only like 2 people learn Meteor? Isn't it like Hanneman and Dorothy and that's like it? Or something like that? I don't remember the specifics. Are there any other spells that are either like that or also like that? That only like 2 people can learn? Like that's actually the main reason I did the spell-only playthrough, because I just wanted to see what all the spells in the game were. So I just have a buttload of like mages, as well as people you wouldn't normally use as a mage. Just to see what they learn. Like, I didn't even know Ward was in the game. I didn't know Silence was in the game until this run. See, like I'm doing with Warp, just training Lysithea up in the background for no actual cost, is the same thing that happens with Ward. It's just XP just dripping out of the ceiling. I was gonna say, I have genuinely never seen anyone actually learn bolting. I honestly did not know if you could learn it in the game. It only makes sense you can, but I didn't know that. Which seems weird, because it seems like Meteor would be an upgrade, but I guess I'd need to look at the specifics. Because Meteor has an AoE, similar general properties. I mean, you can only cast Meteor once, but you just make them a Warlock, and then they can cast it twice, and you could just double Meteor a person. Oops, boss is dead. That's why I loved bolting in every single game. I loved the artillery spells. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that's what I thought. I just don't know the specifics. I didn't know if one of them was better or worse. Well, there you go. That settles it, doesn't it? Grit is rarely a bad option. That is valid. There is a reason Grit is S+ tier. A defensive playing Grit is nearly unstoppable. That's an Advance Wars joke, everyone. You can all laugh now. Like I've talked about it before, but I just want to talk about it again. That's why I really liked Advance Wars. Fire Emblem was the more strategically and tactically sound. Like, it's way more of a genuine strategy game. Advance Wars still has those moments, but those aren't mandatory. Because it's like it's like you're playing Fire Emblem, but all of your units are generally uniform. So like you have your sword masters and your great knights and your mages and your archers and all that, but they don't have personal growths. They're all just the same general unit. It's like you're playing no growths. and no growth rates and all that, but you have one overhead unit that completely gives a minor buff or nerf to all units on the board. Grit, if it was in Fire Emblem terms, would be any unit that hits 2 spaces can also hit 3 spaces. Like, all units gain 1 more range if they're a ranged unit, but melee attacks do like 15% less damage. And he's broken as shit, because of course he is. But that's part of the thing. Some of the options in that game are genuinely just broken. But they had a buttload of different ideas. Everything you could think of for a general, just over-the-top passive buff and or nerf to all of your units as a passive buff, as well as an activated, like, limit break-esque skill. Like, the main character in the first game, Andy, has no buffs or debuffs, but his general skill is the ability to heal, I guess in general game terms, 20% of every single unit on the field's max HP all at once, across the board.
Yes.
And Grit's special power was to give everyone more range, a second unit of range, and make ranged units hit even harder. And there's everything you could think of for buffs. One that does the inverse, where their ranged unit sucks, but their melee units absolutely destroy people. There are dudes that benefit certain weather effects, because of course they're weather, like rain or snow, which affect how your units move and react. And
after the king's death, public order disintegrated.
There was indeed a level maker. The level maker was one of the best parts. And there's a fun fact. There is something I've even streamed once before. There is an online web app to play Advance Wars PvP for free in like a Flash player plugin. You can there's a level maker. It has every single character from all the games. You can turn on or off certain mechanics. You can ban certain characters. It is the place to go to play that game PvP. Hello, Chris. We're talking about Advance Wars right now. It's like, if you have a favorite playstyle in the game, even if it wasn't as good, you could pick a CO, which is the commanding officers in that game, who generally buffed your strategy to make it more valid. Do you like playing on Fog of War maps for some reason? There is a CO that lets you see further in Fog of War and turn off environmental effects, like how you can't see into forests, turns that shit off, but is nearly useless outside of Fog of War maps. So if you really like Fog of War maps, that's an option in that game. That's so fucking cool. I mean, no one likes playing against or as that bitch because, goddammit, Fog of War maps aren't even fun for that person, but that's just because Fog of War maps aren't fun. It's just an objective fact. Okay, I will say, that's not true. Playing as Sonya on Fog of War was actually pretty fun because you had so much information, but she had no other buffs, at least in the first game. They had to keep buffing her because she was really just shit. But you know, that's how it be sometimes. But give me a sec. Who did I turn off? Someone got turned off, and I don't know. Oh no, wait, did they? Leonie's not there. Yeah, that's fine. Leonie could just be turned off. Fuck you, Felix. Like, I'm trying to think of like let me list every single one of them. There is, in the Orange Star, which is the main team, there's the dude who has no buffs and no debuffs, the dude who heals everyone. There's the opposite of Grit, who has melee units that are, like, 15% stronger, just disgusting, but all of his ranged units can't attack as far, and they do less damage. What have we done? What, do you want me to not go through all of them? Have I gone too hard? Have I gone too far? I could not. Some of them don't have a direct correlation with Fire Emblem though. Like, you don't need to capture territory. It's Hanneman who has my stride. That's right. Oh, Hanneman, get the fuck in there.
Leave it to me.
You don't have to capture territory because it's a very important thing of Advance Wars is fund management. Thank you, Weevil. I appreciate it.
My turn.
There's not a direct correlation, but there's a unit that makes all of their basic bitch units better and have
Ready and willing.
easier time capturing territory. That doesn't have a direct correlation to Fire Emblem. There is... I think that's it. So there's one person... So okay, that's a thing that's more so in Advance Wars than it is in Fire Emblem, I think. But this is actually a question I have to ask Sound. Did any of the Fire Emblem games have damage spread? Just a little bit of damage fluctuation where an attack would do like 15 damage, then it could go up or down by like 5 damage. You know, just, there's that little bit of variance in it, just from attack to attack. Does any of the Fire Emblem games have that? Guess what? Advance Wars does. Oh. There's one character that's entirely based around that. It gives them a higher upper damage spread. Because that's the thing with Advance Wars, is it's not ironclad, because it's supposed to be like it's an entire battalion of units, and some of them may miss or something. So there's a little bit of damage spread. One of the people have the exact same damage spread as everyone else, but the higher bounds is increased, because they're lucky. Literally, it's like their descriptions, they're born under a lucky star, so they can just randomly do a little bit more damage at no downside. But it's just random chance whether or not it activates. It's almost like a crit in Advance Wars, a game that doesn't have crits. And yeah, and her super can literally, because it's all flat damage increases. It is literally you are doing 10% of the person's max HP increase of damage level of, damage variance. Her super CO power literally could randomly give one of your units 100% of an enemy's HP worth of damage. It was ungodly rare, but you could literally have a level 1 unit, like in Fire Emblem terms, you could have like Byleth level 1 with a broken training spear, fighting the final boss and do an entire HP bar in one hit. If you got lucky enough. It was really fucking stupid, but that character wasn't very good because it is just luck-based. But it's just the fact that that is an option, and that it's exceptionally dumb, which makes it entertaining. God, there's a lot of characters in Advance Wars now that I think about it. I'm like, I'm not even done with the first team.
Everything will be fine.
I'm just gonna skim over the ones that don't make sense. Like Hachi just doesn't make sense to explain, because that's again about funds and money allocation. That's not in Fire Emblem. Can they stop killing them? I want that XP! When did these green units get so good? Who let this happen? There's also another factor in Advance Wars, is you have environment types as well as units. So you have, there's like the ground and flying units like in Fire Emblem, but they're like planes and shit, so they have genuinely different rule sets rather than just being I can fly over everything. There are some units that are really good at using flying units, but bad at ground units. And then there's also water units, and there's all that whole cavalcades of degeneracy that I can't really go into finer detail. But the absolute dumbest thing was the character who's really good at flying units, Eagle. His super CO and CO power literally just give you a second fucking turn. It's his whole thing is that he's supposed to be super fast. So can you imagine if I hit the end turn button and then it just immediately began another one of my turns and the enemies didn't get a chance to react? Yeah, that shit's not okay. And guess what Eagle can do? Just fuck you, that's what he does. It sounds super unbalanced because I'm not going into all the finer details, but there are genuinely some units that are just a little too good. What's another one? Oh, Grim is a really fun unit to explain. All of your units gain plus like 30% damage, but have like 20% reduced defense. So every single unit you have is a massive glass cannon. That is a really fun character to play, as as much as an absolute pain in the ass it is to play as him. That's a completely really dumb and fun playstyle. Got a door key. Ooh, we got reinforcements. Anyone else? Colin's based around money. Sasha's reigned around money. Eagle, Jess, and Drake are all based around the particular element types. So they're not directly correlatable. Kanbei's related around money. I already talked about Sonya, the Fog of War bitch, who gains just a dumb amount of extra sight in Fog of War and is really dumb and fun. She's interesting. Ooh, rally Dex. Not the obvious best answer, but at least interesting.
The stronghold is ours.
And it really is kind of difficult trying to have a direct correlation between some of the Fire Emblem and Advance Wars mechanics now that I think about it. Because a very large amount of the units or COs are based either around money or around mechanics that aren't in Fire Emblem, like unit types, like flying, water, land, and capturing property, which just doesn't exist in Fire Emblem. But what can you do? There's only so much I can do. There are some of the really broken units. There's, or some of the bad guy units have some really fun powers. There's Adder, who's one of my favorites, who has no passive buff or debuff. Just like Andy, who's the main character of the first game, so he's kind of just weaker than everyone else. But if you get a CO power, all of your units can move an additional tile. All of them. And that can cause some really dumb things to happen. Adder is so much fun. They have Flack, who's very similar to Nell, who is you have a increased damage variance, but his is both positive and negative, to where you can randomly do just way more damage than you should ever be able to, and you'll sometimes do just no damage at all to units you should be able to one-hit. They're more entertaining to play as, but not directly good. All of the Luxios are kind of butt, but, you know, they're fun. They're fun in that dumb sense. Oh, there is also one chick, I think her name is, what's her name? It's not Sonya. I think her name is Hash or something like that. I forget her name. But she gets double environmental bonuses. So, like, standing on certain tiles, like forests, give you plus 20 evasion, plus 1 Sasha. Plus 20% evasion, plus 1 defense. She gains double that. So this would be plus 40 evasion, plus 2 defense. They don't have evasion in Advance Wars, so it would just be the raw defense. Now, Sasha's the Blue Moon bitch. I was talking about the baddies. Yeah, she is I'm going to sit here and tank up damage. I don't remember, it's right on the tip of my tongue. I do not remember her name, though. It has been quite a long time. What the fuck is her name? My brain keeps spitting out like Ash, but that's not right. That's not her name.
Look at you!
Quickly, Weevil, Google it. Because I'm not coming up with anything either. Lash. I think that might be right, but I'm not sure. Lash doesn't sound right, though. It might be, though, but that doesn't... Something's not clicking there. I know there's Hawk. Hawk is the one that I always remember, because he's, like, top 5 of my favorite characters. Hawk is obvious, where he just gains a flat plus... Yeah, it is Lash. Alright, that's it. But, Hawk is always one of my favorite characters. His downside and upside are that he gets a flat, just plus 10% damage at all times, just with everything. But his supposed downside is that his little special power that they all have, his takes a fucking stupidly long time to charge. But then his power is also really good, where he does either a flat 10% damage to all enemy units, and then heals 10% damage, or if you use the Super CO power, because everyone has 2 tiers of power, it does 20% of the enemy's max HP, and heals 20% to his entire unit. It can't lethal, but it's really dumb, but it takes a very, very long time to be able to get that power, so the enemy's typically getting their power off like twice in that time. So even though it like that's Adder's whole thing. Like, even though he doesn't have a passive benefit, his passive benefit in air quote is really short. So he's constantly getting +1 movement just over and over and over and over again.
That should do it.
Thank you so much for your assistance.
I'm a winner. I could totally imagine that's hell, trying to save all those damn green units. Plus, you get the Aegis shield, which is just a really solid-ass shield.
Stop anytime soon, but at least this...
Yeah, we know. We've seen that one a billion times. Alright, my throat's starting to act up again. Come on now, loading screen. Get it out of here. He died like a true knight.
Teach. Solon and his lackeys. Their whereabouts have been discovered. Apparently they're lurking in the sealed forest, not too far from the monastery. Rhea has called back all of the knights who were out searching to round them up. Seems like it could take some time for them to make it back here, but she didn't ask for our help. Perhaps to prevent you running headfirst toward revenge? It's only natural that you would leap at the chance for it. Anyone would.
No, I will not allow it.
This
hello,
discovery
random
comes
sword
just when the
master.
knights are at their busiest.
That adds nothing to this
It is
cutscene.
all too likely that our foes revealed themselves to lure you out there. They are the ones who took Geralt from you. I know.
Seems
how
almost
you
like the
must
kind of
despise
thing they
them,
would
but I
include if,
must
like,
ask
Catherine
you to
was dead or
rein in your
something. Like,
personal
Catherine
feelings
should be
for
there,
now.
I guess. Like, it seems like the kind of thing, like, they need a character, but it's there, like if Catherine had died, like, if she was supposed to be in this cutscene, and she joined your party but then died, maybe, you know? Like, but it's never Catherine. Ever.
Please, Professor, do not act carelessly. I ask.
Because that's what they do all throughout the game.
to
They
us.
employ random
Losing
generals
you so
to
soon
replace
after
units
losing
that
Geralt
could
would
be
be
your
unfair.
allies if you had
Listen,
recruited
Rhea,
them.
and Lady Rhea, this move is the
But
most
why in a
strategic.
cutscene?
The military strategy I'm devising will soon echo across Fodlan's history. I'm sure of it. Just think about it. Most of the knights are still far away, and we can't afford to have Sedith and friends abandon the monastery. So the only person who can take action now also happens to be our best commander. It's Teach, and wherever Teach leads, we'll follow. And since you've taught us that this sort of thing is always a possibility, we're already prepared for battle. We can buy the knights more time, not for revenge, but for a defensive attack on behalf of the monastery.
Professor, do you agree with this strategy? Understood. I will give you the order. Destroy the enemy that is hiding in the sealed forest. You have the protection of the goddess on your side.
Yeah, no, that totally makes
Whatever
just a
happens,
genuine,
we shall
valid
overcome.
modicum of sense.
We have our orders, Teach. Now all that's left is to pull out a miracle.
He's totally doing it for you because he's the one who brought you the evidence and information and everything, but he totally has just a genuine... I can't even say it's an excuse, because it's a totally valid explanation. And that's how you know it's a good...
You've done me a great
not
service.
lie. It happens a lot when I'm trying to... Because we play a lot of social deduction games on our Sunday streams. Both Push the Button and Jackbox and Among Us. And hell, we host a lot of Among Us streams. That's the kind of shit I like to do. I like to do that when I'm lying through my fucking teeth, but I'm giving a genuine explanation as to my thought process and actions at the time. Even though it's not technically a lie, it's just, you know, telling people no totally valid reason as to why it's not me. I'm not saying it's not me. I'm just saying why it wouldn't be me from the evidence. And then it is me, but we don't talk about that part. That's the part we don't like to... so, man. But anyway, I think we're gonna be good because my throat hurts. And also, I need to be done. It's a warm-up day. And my throat fucking hurts. So anyway, I hope you all have enjoyed my long-awaited return. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and go fuck yourself, Weevil. How dare